You're watching Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Friday Night Rivals, presented by Wendy's.
And we are certainly glad that you've made the decision to do that. Watching Friday Night Rivals here. Welcome back, everybody. It's week number 2. I am Christian Garvin along with Jeff Price, and tonight we are live from Pensacola High School. The Washington Wildcats have come over. And Jeff, this is an old rivalry. They call it the Mayor's Bowl Trophy on the line tonight. In recent years, Washington has kind of owned this, but there's a lot of history here.
A lot of history, but I think history is going to repeat itself again for the Washington High. Look, I just think, they're a little overmatched today, but for PHS, they got a young football team. You want to make a statement, especially in the Panhandle, win the Mayor's Bowl.
Well, that would be a real statement, wouldn't it? No doubt it would put them on the map. And both teams lost last week. Now, Washington had a tough loss to a very good team.
Perennial power University Christian. They got off to a slow start, but I love what I saw in the second half from Washington battling back, losing 37-27. But first-year coach Ryan Anka has got to be proud of his Tigers, the Wildcats in the way that they fought.
All right, so let's talk about the Northwest Florida State keys to victory. And I'm going to start with PHS because clearly you believe that this is Washington's game to lose, but that's why they play the games, right? How does PHS come away with a win tonight?
I think tonight for both teams, it's a battle of the backfields. I think for PHS, they got a young freshman quarterback in Nino Freeman, and this young man is immensely talented. Him and junior Jaquan Kennedy in the backfield, big bruising running back. How are they going to get this offense started? They've got to get it going quick.
It's going to be interesting, too. We know that PHS wants to run the ball a lot. They do have a freshman quarterback, so granted, clearly this may be a rough year, it sounds like, but it's a future possibly. You're starting
Absolutely.
a freshman quarterback. That's something to build on, no doubt about it. So for the Wildcats, what do they need to do to walk away with the win tonight?
Just be the Wildcats. We are
What do you mean by
Wildcats
that?
right there. Amiel Steele, quarterback, and we've got Mr. Miles Murphy in the backfield. Dynamic, electric. You can figure out some more words for them. These guys are as good as it gets down here in the Panhandle. I expect a lot of points. These two are very, very talented.
All right, so a lot of points could be really exciting. And, yes, Amiel Steele, who's a junior now, just terrific with a huge arm. And we're going to see him in action and so much more coming up next with kickoff here on Friday Night Rivals. We are back live, and this the scene just a few minutes ago. Mayor Grover Robinson on hand. As we told you, it's the Mayor's Bowl Trophy on the line tonight. He was not alone. He said a few words out at midfield, but former Pensacola Mayor Ashton Hayward was out there, as was former Pensacola Mayor Mike Wiggins. There may have been others. I didn't actually get a list, but certainly saw those three. And there you can see Mayor Hayward right there still pressing the flesh, saying hello, and then, of course, to his immediate right, to our left there in the white shirt, that's former Mayor Mike Wiggins as well. So it's a fun night, a nice atmosphere, as we talked about off the top, and it really should be, hopefully, an exciting game. I mean, again, we know that Washington lost last week. We also know Washington lost to a very good team in a close, high-scoring game. They've got a high-powered offense, and PHS may have their work cut out. Jeff, PHS won the coin toss, and they have deferred.
Hey. That's a way to start off the evening. You won something so far, so hey. Again, sometimes you just never know how it's going to go. We've seen this. And look, for PHS, this is interesting. First-year coach Cedric Smith. One thing, if you pay attention to the PHS program, if you're a proud alum, the numbers are normally down for PHS. Looking at their roster, they've got 40-plus players, and they've had 40-plus for the first time in a long time, maybe since they won the state championship in 2009.
Okay. Looks like Byron Jenkins, and Jordan Bradley are back for Washington to receive the kick. And there's the whistle. And, folks, I think we're just about ready to get rolling here. Friday Night Rivals, Week 2, underway. Jenkins going to defer, and that's Jordan Bradley out to the 26-yard line. So nice return of about 26 yards. Wildcats will take over from there, Jeff, and we're going to get a chance to see Amiel Steele in that very big arm right off the bat. Do you expect him to throw a lot tonight?
I do, and you see the Washington offense right here with Steele, Murphy, Sine, O'Brien, Johnson, Robbins, Rivkin. That's a big offensive line. And I tell you what, when you look at the skill players at the wide receiver position, it just gets better and better for this Washington Wildcats offense.
Yeah, Blessed Hayes, another name we'll be saying, thanks to Pete Moore, who brings us those starting lineups each and every week. 1st and 10 now for the Washington Wildcats from the 27-yard line. Little sweep here right off the bat. Got a little bit of room, too. Nice gainer of about 5 or 6. That's Blessed Hayes.
There he is.
We talked about that. He'll be a name I think Jeff will call a lot tonight.
Absolutely. They love to utilize their stars.
There you can see the starting defense from Pensacola High with McWilliams, Knight, Clemens, Robertson, Stallworth, Bonner, Nelson, Bell, Brown, McWilliams, and Jones. And again, thanks to Pete Moore. 2nd down and 5 now. Nice big hole there for number 6. That's Miles Murphy, somebody else whose name you mentioned off the top. So Washington off the bat here playing the hits.
Absolutely. Miles Murphy had over 70 yards rushing again last week against University Christian. And University Christian, maybe a little bit smaller of a school out of Jacksonville, but they're a perennial power. And once again, talked about it in the open. Washington got off to such a slow start, picked it up in the second half, and boy, they were firing on all cylinders. So again, they've got the weapons. We know Washington has no shortage of lightning.
And that was enough for a 1st down from Pensacola State College. So now 1st and 10 from the 37. So this time Steele's going to keep it himself, but he's not going anywhere. Good defensive play there, and probably got back to about the line of scrimmage.
A great push up front, and number 23, Nigel Nelson, blowing up that backfield, forcing Mr. Steele to cut it up right there. Great job blowing it up. I tell you what, this is an athletic group for PHS. They've got some big boys right there in that defensive tackle position, but good start so far.
All right, so 2nd down and 10 after no gain on the keeper there. Steele, little play action. He wants to use that arm. Way downfield. Underthrown, though. Way underthrown there, Jeff. And it's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
Yeah, Felton Roberson, number 55, applying the pressure to Steele right there. Steele didn't have the arm strength to get it downfield. I'll tell you what, he's lucky that ball wasn't picked off, because if the corner would have caught it soon enough, he would maybe running the other way for 6 right now.
I'm with you. I actually, when he let it go, I thought this has a shot to be picked off. You could tell it was going to be well underthrown. Nonetheless, no harm, no foul other than the incompletion. Now 3rd and 10. Oh, that's going to be movement.
Oh, no.
Number 73 there for Washington just gets up and says, this is no fun. That's Khalifa Seen, who stands up, costs him some yards, so it'll still be 3rd down, but a little bit longer.
You see our officials right there, Mr. Willie Lawrence, Tom Green, Joey Chancellor, Bernard Kemp, Pat Cornelius, Nathaniel Fountain,
and Robert Cooper. So they'll be working hard for us all night. 3rd down now at 15 after the false start. And now another whistle. All right, just want to place the ball where it needs to be.
A foot off.
Looks like we got it figured out. So from the 33, it's 3rd and 15 for the Wildcats. Oh, and looks like that clap could be coming back the other way now as PHS jumps. The what do we call that, Jeff? Steele clap, got him to jump. That's
the hard count right there.
The
old hard count.
Knew there was a name for that.
That's a veteran move right there.
Yeah, yes it was. And so that just negates the false start. And we're right back to 3rd and 10, where we were about 3 minutes ago.
3 minutes ago?
Yeah, give or take. I'll stand by that.
Played for a minute and a half.
No, I mean in real time.
Okay.
3rd and 10. And Steele is looking
All
to
day.
unload. Plenty of time, but not able to find one. Keeps it himself. And I'll tell you, I think he got it. I think he got it the change there to move. Pickup of about 11 when he needed 10. And I'm pretty sure we're looking at a 1st and 10 from Pensacola State College.
Yeah, if he didn't get it, it is darn close.
Yeah. That's a big play. Like you said, tons of time, couldn't find somebody, and just took off. That's a threat for him, all night, right, Jeff? He can move it with his legs.
Absolutely. CRP and heating and air conditioning instant replay all day back there. Great job by the O-line. Just takes off and finds a way. Looks like he's going to be just they're going to measure.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah, I thought he got to about the 49, but it looks like they've got him spotted closer to about the 47, and it is extremely close, so we'll see. Chain game's going to come across, and they're going to have to come across the whole field, it looks like.
Hey, well, one thing, if you're a Tiger fan, is you got to be happy the defense is battling right now.
Yeah, for
We've
sure.
seen this, in years past where Washington comes out, gets some big chunk plays. It hasn't happened so far.
All right, here we go.
Boy, that is a long way.
Yeah, well, literally put the ball down on the sidelines on the opposite side.
So what do you think it is? Did he get it?
I think he got it, but I actually think he got it by 2 yards. I think that was a tough spot.
Oh, you want the instant replay? Okay.
Yeah. Here we go. Just gonna have to trust the officials.
It looks like he's short.
Still.
If they're still. Yep, it's short.
Just short.
Oh boy, they're gonna go for it.
So 4th and yeah, a couple of inches here. Let's take another look here and see where he went out of bounds. That's the 45 right there. Yeah, okay, so
That's
he
a good
probably,
spot.
yeah, touche. Touche. Surprise, surprise, I was way off. I couldn't have been more wrong.
That's early on.
Well, good job by that officiating crew that we called out a few minutes ago with their names.
Oh,
They
don't say
nailed
we.
it.
Oh, okay.
No,
I thought you were talking about calling them out on
No,
this.
got their names.
I was going to say, you called them out, not me.
So it will be 4th down and very short. Right at midfield, about the 47. So
Does Steele go under center? Again, this is a shotgun team, so you don't really go under center a whole lot. Looks like they're going to stay in the shotgun. I got to say that bothers me. That is a pet peeve of mine that teams can't get under center because they just run shotgun the entire time.
They just never do, yeah. I mean,
You got to have those short yardage plays where you just get
Yeah.
under center and go.
well, this is my 3rd season doing this, and I feel like that's all we ever talk about is the shotgun in those 3 years, and maybe it's been a trend for a lot longer than that. 4th and very short. Looks like we've got movement. Wide receiver on the opposite side of the field there for Washington just took off. That's a Sean Hackworth. I'm not sure if he's the one who jumped because Pensacola moved as well. Pensacola High School, I should say. So we'll see what the call is here. Yep, false start. So now all of a sudden it's not 4th and an inch. It's going to be a little bit more of a bargain here for Washington to figure out. 4th and about 6, give or take. You think they still go, Jeff?
Think they're going for it.
Looks like they want to, which is a little riskier because it's 4th and longer and they're farther back in their own territory.
Well,
now
I'm
back
telling you, they got 4 wide right now. Watch that running game.
And I think we may have more movement. We'll see. Another whistle here. And if we do, it turns into 4th and 10. And then it just feels like you got to punt.
Unless it goes back to 4th and inches again.
So let's see here.
What do we got?
Boy, not even 2 minutes into this game, and
Maybe I'm confused.
I don't
there
know.
was no flag then.
We never saw a call. So it's 4th down and about 5.
The referee never blew his whistle to start play. That's what it was. That's the second time it's happened.
All right.
There we go.
So 4th and 5 from the 41. Here we go. Steele is going to pass right over the middle. Oh,
Wow.
and a great defensive play there from PHS number 2. Who was that, Jeff?
Oh, my goodness. That was Mr. Otto Bonner.
Big play. Big play.
Wow, that was a dangerous throw, but an even better defensive play
Sure
right there,
was.
knocking the ball away by Mr. Bonner.
So good for PHS. That's a big stop. They're going to get the ball in pretty good field position here.
And when you have a young team like Coach Smith has right now, this is what you need.
Yeah,
You need a little
for
bit
sure.
of momentum, those
Yep.
guys will start believing.
Yep, that's the kind of thing that can make you feel real good. So we'll see what they can do with it. It's a big opportunity. And that comes back to that false start. Remember, Washington had it 4th and, a couple of inches. And like you said, probably going to go under center there and just do the quarterback sneak. Not able to do that after the penalty and the turnover on downs. All right, so here comes Washington, and that's Nino Freeman. Going to throw deep off the first play from scrimmage, and it was picked off, but maybe out of bounds. We'll see.
I believe he had 1 foot in.
No, they're going to call it.
Yep.
Intercepted right there. So just like that, an interception for Washington. That's big number 1, Jordan Bradley, with a huge play there. And interesting that PHS just going for it with the bomb down the field, showing off Nino's arm. Had a big arm, but picked off, and just like that.
How about starting out on offense in the wishbone, and then you're going to throw the ball 50 yards downfield?
Woo, what a catch.
Boy, that was
sure did get 1 foot in.
Man,
Big time.
That was beautiful right
Big
there.
time play. Yeah, that was great.
Talk about trying to catch the defense off guard. Not so much.
Totally. That's exactly what it was. And, I got to respect it. Coach Smith saying, look, we got the turnover on downs here. We're trying to make a statement. We got an uphill battle. Let's see if we can just shake them up off the top.
Well, if you're looking for a bright spot, I mean, I don't know if you could have punted the ball that well.
Absolutely. So now all of a sudden, Washington's deep in their own territory. It's a risk, but doesn't feel crazy, especially 2 minutes into the game. So, interesting.
Love the fireworks.
Yeah. All right. So just like that, Washington's got the ball again, 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line. And this time Steele's going to keep it himself, trying to sweep out a little bit. Picked up maybe a yard, may not have gotten much of anything there, Jeff. It even looked like he dropped the ball for a second. But
yeah, dangerous running out of your own end zone right there. Parker Knight, number 51 for the Tigers, coming up with a big stop.
Yep. So it looks like he did pick up about a yard, so 2nd down and 9 now. The Mayor's Trophy on the line here tonight from Pensacola High School on a really nice night. Nice little breeze coming in. Feels like September, which makes perfect sense. Steele's going to keep it again going the other way. And picks up a couple more, so it'll be 3rd and about 7 now, Jeff.
I tell you, I love what I'm seeing out of PHS's defense right now. These Tigers are flying to the football. You see the formation. Obviously, they shift. Back comes over to the other side, and PHS is like they've been watching film. They knew exactly where the ball was coming. No cutback lanes. Great job so far.
All right, so 3rd down and 7. And yeah, you're right. PHS got the stop moments ago. They've got another opportunity here to make a huge play. And if nothing else, just let Washington know, look, this isn't going to be as easy as maybe you thought it would be. We'll see. 3rd and 7. Little sweep here and a nice play. And it's going to be a gain of a couple, but not enough. And so that's Reed Robinson who gets the sweep, picks up 2 or 3 more, but it'll be 4th and 3. And this deep in their territory, maybe even 4th and 4, you got to think Washington's going to punt now.
Yeah, and here we go. Here comes the punt team.
Yep.
Again, hats off to that PHS defense. That is as impressive as I've seen them in many years.
Yep, they get the big 3 and out there, and Coach Cedric Smith probably feeling pretty good about that moment. So here we go. Tigers will get the ball.
The thing is with the defense, it's nothing special. It's just doing their job, reading their blocks, and running to the football. Just you see the effort. There's a little bit. These guys got a little bite to them right now.
Looks like Quan Whitehurst is back for PHS at about the 45-yard line. Punting for Washington, John Michael Guidros.
Ooh.
Nice punt, too, and a fair catch caught at the 45-yard line. So PHS will take over in Wildcat territory with 7:40 to go here in quarter number 1. It's Friday night rivals, and so far, Jeff, we've seen a couple of big plays, but nothing crazy. And I gotta say, PHS probably feeling pretty darn good about what they've done on defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, defensively, you've got to be extremely excited.
Totally.
On offense, we've seen them for one play. They come out in the wishbone, they throw the football. Interested to see what they come out in now.
Yeah, exactly. Again, that was a real gamble. Let's just see what happens right off the bat. Didn't work out. They threw the pick, but they get another opportunity now. And Nino Freeman, remember the freshman quarterback for PHS, leading the offense out there. Looks like Jaquan Kennedy, I think, will do a lot of the heavy lifting for the PHS offense tonight. Also in the backfield is Sam Rowland. But Freeman's going to throw this time, and that's a nice big play. Check that. It wasn't the big play I expected. He basically got back to the line of scrimmage. That was Quan Whitehurst. It looked like he had a little bit of a moment to break there, but a fine tackle gets it down right where the ball and the play started.
Well, remember, PHS last week against Tate got shut out. 9-0.
Yeah.
So where are they going to find their offense? You're going to have to find some offense against this Washington High team.
But the other side, Jeff, is they held Tate to 9, right?
Absolutely.
So that's,
Well, it was 2-0 there until late in the fourth quarter.
Right. 2nd down and 10 there. Excuse me. Freeman trying to get things going, and here we are. He's going to keep it himself, but he's not going anywhere. Yeah, a little confusion there. He loses 5 back at the 49-yard line on their own side of the field now, and that's going to make it 3rd and 15.
Yeah, great job flying. We're talking about players flying to the ball. Mr. Townsend right there. Woo, like he was shot out of a cannon in the backfield.
So a big play from Washington. Well done, Mr. Townsend. And here you go.
Watch this.
The Pete replay just said, nope, not going anywhere.
Already a busted play, then you get smacked in the mouth like that.
Big play. All right, so that makes it 3rd and long now for PHS. 3rd and about 15, right at midfield, as you can see. Freeman's going to throw down the middle, and he does have a man. Big play there. And again, it's going to be very close, but I think we're looking at a first down, and that's number 6.
Quan Whitehurst.
Yeah, Quan Whitehurst, who, again, we'll say his name a whole lot. And that does move the chains. It's the Pensacola State College 1st and 10. So a big conversion there, 3rd and 15.
Yeah, Freeman had a little bit of pressure on him, but great ball right there.
16-yard catch. They needed 15. That worked out very well. Looks like a water break out on the field, which gives us a moment to step away as well as PHS is on the move. It's Friday Night Rivals.
You're watching Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Friday Night Rivals, presented by Wendy's.
We're live. We're back. Friday Night Rivals. Pensacola High School now down to the 39-yard line after a very big conversion moments ago on 3rd and long. And Nino Freeman looking to keep things trucking here. They're going to keep it on the ground this time. And another nice play. We do have a flag on the field, so that one may be coming back, Jeff. Could be a hold.
Yeah, it's in the area of holding. It looks like we got a quick signal right there.
Yep, so that would have been a gain of about 5. Once again, that was Whitehurst, but again, nothing doing after the hold, so that's going to come back a little bit. And instead of 2nd and 5, it's going to be 1st and a little bit longer.
Oh, PHS got a little momentum on offense, and again, a young team, a younger team. The thing is with the offensive line, they have 4 of their 5 starters from last year returning. Now, what does that mean when you didn't have a very good team last year? You won one ball game. Still.
Here you can see the Pensacola High starting offense with Jakari Edler there. Payne, Odoms, Patterson, Roberson, Roland, Kennedy, of course, Nino Freeman, the quarterback, Quan Whitehurst, we've said his name a lot, Bobby Green, and Tyrell Smith. From Pete Moore, we bring you the starting lineups. So now 1st and about 20 after that holding penalty, and it's all the way back at the 48-yard line. Freeman going to throw it wide. Oh, mercy.
Goodness.
That was 6 the other way if he's able to pull that in. However, he's not.
Morrell.
Yeah, Morrell was thinking 6, and that cost him a touchdown, and it cost him an opportunity. So Nino Freeman and PHS able to dodge that particular bullet, and it's going to be 2nd down and 20.
Hey, you see the Washington defense. You got Neal, Messer, Scruggs, Pulliam right there, Leverett, Lewis, Townsend, Harris, Bradley, Hall, and Morrell.
Okay. Where are we at here? About 5:30 to go in the 1st. 2nd and very long. Nino Freeman, Jeff, the freshman, he's a tall guy, tall kid. Nice view over that pocket. Gonna hand this one off up the middle there. And that's number 5, Jaquan Kennedy, who picks up about 3. It's still gonna be 3rd and very long, about 17.
Yeah, they got to find a way to get Kennedy going. And I'll tell you what, you talked about Freeman. He's a good-looking little freshman.
Yeah.
He's got to get in the weight room a little bit.
Yeah.
But, boy, he has the build to build on.
No doubt about it.
Coach Smith's got to like what he sees.
Well, we talked about that in the open. It's like, yeah, when you start a freshman, there are going to be some growing pains, but you can't help but be a little bit excited about what the future may hold.
Well, and the other thing is if you start a freshman, you know he's got to be talented.
Right.
He's got to have some upside.
He's doing something very, very right, no doubt. And he'll get an opportunity to show that off here because it's 3rd and long from the 45-yard line of Washington. And when I say long, I'm talking about 17. Oh, we got some movement there, so not sure if this is a false start. We'll see.
I believe it's a timeout.
Oh, it was a timeout.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
PHS.
A timeout on the field, so PHS wants to talk about it on 3rd and long. We're going to take a break ourselves here on Friday Night Rivals. Stay tuned, folks. We'll come back. 3rd and long, PHS.
You're watching Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Friday Night Rivals, presented by Wendy's.
Friday Night Rivals, and we are back, and glad you're with us now on an exciting moment. As I said, 3rd and long. PHS looking to make a statement here. They love to do it. They converted moments ago on 3rd and 15. This is more like 3rd and 17, and that Washington D would love to get the stop here. We'll see what happens.
So you're saying there's a chance?
No, they proved it moments ago. There's a chance. Here comes Freeman. He's in some real trouble
pocket's
here, though.
collapsing.
Yeah, this isn't going to work out. Protect that ball, too. Looked like he was still thinking about maybe trying to unload it. A huge defensive stop there as the Wildcats come up big. A big loss, 4th and forever. And the Wildcats are going to get the ball back. And, Jeff, I think they're going to get some pretty good field position, too.
Yeah, Sean Hackworth right there. A dual threat, offense and defense. Watch the pocket collapses. Mr. Freeman, one thing, if I can give you any advice, is when the pocket is collapsed like that, tuck it away, my man.
Pull
tuck
that
it
ball
away.
in, no doubt.
Although he is way more athletic than I was. So.
I love to do the math here. Let's see. So that's 10, 20. It's 30. It's 4th and 30. It's almost exactly 4th and 30. Let's see that.
So fake.
Yeah, well,
that's what you're calling.
If you're going to go for it, this is the time.
One. Got them right where you want them.
Exactly. They'll never see it coming.
It's like the wishbone the first play of the game.
All right, Jordan Bradley back for the Wildcats, I believe. He does most of the punt returning.
I believe we had a delay of game. Yep, delay of game.
Just even longer.
All right, no fake now.
4th and 35. Yeah, that's it. Now you got to punt it. Yeah, that is Jordan Bradley back. And he's going to position himself at about the 22, 23-yard line. So, again, if he's able to get his hands on it here, Washington could get a pretty good field position. Ooh, partially blocked there. Somebody got a hand on that ball, I'm pretty sure. And it's going to be down at the 36. So Bradley doesn't get a chance, but it still works out just fine for the Wildcats as they're going to take over a very good field position here as we continue to roll in quarter number 1 on Friday Night Rivals. A very nice night here in Pensacola. Last week, of course, we were at Navarre. And Jeff, I'm not going to ask you at this moment because I didn't give you a heads up, but I do look forward to you giving us some scores tonight. It's always fun. Here you go. Yeah, sure enough.
Yep, by his own guy.
Yeah, hit by his own guy. Well, I knew somebody got a hand on it. So there you go. So yeah, we'll go to the sports desk throughout the night. That replay comes from Pete. Here we go. Washington now right at the 35-yard line. 1st and 10. Amiel Steele, of course, is the junior quarterback leading this offense. Throw out wide, completed, and a big play. He could be off to the races, folks. Oh, mercy. That's number 5, Blessed Hayes, big-time player for Washington. Had one man to beat, couldn't quite do it, but a huge gainer for the Wildcats, Jeff.
And one of the most fun names to call in high school football, and boy, is he electric. Blessed Hayes. We said his name a lot last year. We will say it again tonight. And that was the big firepower play we needed right there from the Wildcats.
That was 30 yards, a nice round number for the Wildcats, now down to the 35 on the other side of the field. This time they're going to run it right up the middle and maybe get a yard. That's Miles Murphy on the carry. Not sure if he picked up anything. Another look at the replay from Pete here. Again, just a nice little toss out and then let Blessed Hayes do the rest. And as he's running by people, you know it's a bunch of God bless it.
Is that a Pensacola State College first down, by the way?
I'm sure that it was.
There you go.
Sure that it was. All right, 2nd down and 9. Another run, but a good
Tough
defensive
run.
play there. Yeah, heck of an effort from the Wildcats, but that's a fine defensive play. That's number 23 for Washington on the carry, James Brown III.
James Brown III mixing in. Here comes Miles Murphy checking back in again, though. Hey, look, PHS gives up a big chunk play, and now they've got Washington in 3rd and long.
3rd and about 6. Oh man, there we go with more movement. But again, PHS and Washington both jump, so not sure who's going to take this. Let's see. That's going against the Wildcats, yeah, so it's going to be 3rd and 10 instead of 3rd and 5, or 3rd and 11, I guess is a better way because it was 6. So here we go.
That was against Mr. O'Brien, number 71.
We've seen this a good bit tonight, Jeff. I mean, we're only in the first, but we've seen penalties, really costing opportunity. We've had that a couple of times already on both sides, and now 3rd and 11. Steele wants to throw downfield. He's got a man open, too. Oh, we're going to get a pass interference, but it's caught anyway. Doesn't matter. Just a great catch. That's B.J. Jenkins. Had a feeling we'd say his name. He's a terrific player, and he got hit early, but still finds a way to pull it in. We're down in the red zone now, and that's going to be a 1st and goal for Washington.
Boy, oh boy, what an electric throw. Even better catch, getting hit early before the ball was there. I think the referee wanted to throw the flag, but he knew it didn't matter.
They're going to take this one up the middle.
And Steele gets about a yard or 2 right there. Boy.
The Synovus red zone now, 2nd down and 5, and from the goal. No, 2nd and goal, not 2nd and 5. Steele going to keep it this time, but he's hitting the backfield.
Hammered in the backfield again by number 10, Otto Bonner.
As the clock continues to tick down to 1:30, we're scoreless so far. Washington doing their best to do something about that right now, but it is 3rd and goal from the 5.
Well, that was a tough lick.
Yeah, no doubt.
By Mr. Bonner right there to Mr. Steele.
All right. Big moment here for both sides, and PHS defense has already come up with a couple of big plays. They'd love to do it again right now. Washington has 4 guys out wide. They're going to keep it, though, on the ground. There's a hole and doesn't quite get in. Just short. I think he's down to about the 1. That was Miles Murphy who gets it real close. But remember, there was no first down. It's an a goal situation here. So it's going to be 4th and goal from, what is that, Jeff, about the 2, maybe the 1?
Looks about like the 2 right there.
Well, they're going for it. This is it. Huge moment here.
Looks like PHS wants a timeout.
I can imagine they do. See, let's talk about this for just a
Washington
second.
wants it.
With 38 seconds to go in the first quarter here, you hate to call that timeout, but such a big moment here with 4th down and goal. And yeah, Jeff, I think you're right at the 2-yard line, it looks like. So what do you think the Wildcats want to do here?
I think they want to establish the run. I think they want to pound it in right here. I think going for it at this point, it's no doubter.
You think Steele keeps it? Maybe they hand it off?
I think they do. I think they run some misdirection. He runs around the end. They try to get some blockers out there. I tell you what, though, PHS has stopped that.
Well,
I mean, they have not been getting up those chunk plays around the end so far.
Yeah, Washington took over the drive here at about the 35. So this has been a very good, sustained drive with a couple of big plays. They would hate to come away empty-handed. And, of course, on the other side of that coin, PHS would certainly love to do that. And, again, just remind Washington that this is going to be a long night and a tough game and a hard-fought game.
Yeah, this is a big, big moment, even though it's only the first quarter.
And the 8th play of the drive here could be the biggest play of the drive. Here we go. 4th and goal. Steele's going to keep it, and he's not going to get in. The Wildcats come up short, and the Tigers with an enormous defensive stance, and they are pumped, and for good reason. How about that? Big time, Jeff.
Boy, I believe number 22, Lawrence Stallworth, was the man that stunned him right there at the line. It looked like Steele may be able to sneak his way in, but goodness gracious, Mr. Stallworth coming up with the hit.
Yeah, that was really big.
That's a tremendous play in this game. Again, I know it's the first quarter, people going, yeah, we got plenty of football, you're right. But for PHS, you were looking for momentum, you were looking for confidence, there it is.
And honestly, Jeff, I mean, that's the kind of thing that may play big for them through the course of the season, too. You know what I mean? They can remember moments like that, especially if you're trying to build. And that's a great thing on which to build. So Washington turns it over on downs. Now, the downside, of course, for PHS is they're fairly deep in their own territory here, back on about their own 2. But they did not give up the points there. So Nino Freeman with an opportunity to do something here. 32 seconds left here, quarter number 1.
Oh my goodness.
Hand it off up the middle. Gets out of the end zone, but not by much, but just enough.
He broke a tackle right there in the end zone. Thank goodness he did, or we'd have ourselves a safety.
That was Jaquan Kennedy again on the carry. So, again, didn't pick anything up, didn't lose anything. 2nd down and 10 from about the 2-yard line here.
2 things here. Now it looks like PH is going to let the quarter run out.
Yeah, that's good. Talk about
no
this.
holding in the end zone, or it's a safety.
Good
and
point.
I'm telling you right now, if you drop back and pass, now you take a risk of a sack and a safety.
Sack and
we'll
a
see
safety,
what they do coming
all that
out.
stuff. Yeah, we're going to go to break right now as quarter number 1 comes to an end. They're going to change sides of the field. We'll be right back here. Start of quarter number 2 as PHS deep in their own territory. But so far, this game scoreless.
You're watching Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Friday Night Rivals, presented by Wendy's.
We're live and we're back. Friday Night Rivals, the start of quarter number 2. As you can see, the same as the start as quarter number 1, 0-0. It's the Airport Dental Smile Cam. And of course, as you might expect, a lot of folks wearing masks tonight, which is fine to see like that, but there are some smiles underneath there, no doubt, and some of them smiling without the mask, and we love to see that. So thanks to Airport Dental. Meanwhile, we get back to the action now. 2nd down and 10 from deep in PHS's own territory. I'm talking down to about the 2-yard line here. They're going to run it right up the middle again. That's another gain of maybe a yard or two. That's Jaquan Kennedy again. So, Jeff, they're being very, very careful, and you can't blame them for that, but that does bring up now 3rd and 10.
And it brings up in 3rd and 10, do you try to risk and throw the football? Because there is some opportunities there. Do you trust your freshman quarterback? Because I'm telling you, Washington's selling out for the run, and they are blowing up the backfield. Jaquan Kennedy missed 2 tackles right there. Otherwise, it would have been another safety.
All right, excuse me, 3rd down now and 10. And Freeman may have to pass this time. We'll see. Nope. He said, I don't think so. He's going to try and get out wide here. Not going to be able to do it. That's Kennedy again. Washington's all over it, so might have gotten a yard, but it's going to be 4th down and 9. And they're going to be forced to punt. Washington's going to get this thing in some great field position, Jeff.
Absolutely. This is, and you wonder, are they going to try to come for the block, or are they just going to try to play the field position? Nonetheless, for PHS, it's so tough. People will criticize coaches for running the football 3 times there and punting their way out. But I tell you what, when you got a freshman quarterback, don't shoot yourself in the foot. That's all I'm going to say.
And Jeff, again, it's 0-0. I mean, right now they're thinking we're in this game very much. Let's not.
Well, your defense is playing lights out too.
Absolutely. So, but Washington stands to get the ball here in a very good field position. And again, Jordan Bradley is back.
Looks like they're going to move him back about a foot.
Yeah, that's the upside to when you're this deep in your own territory. Not a whole lot of ways to penalize you.
And it looks like Washington's coming after this punt, too.
Yeah. Never super fun to be the punter that deep in the end zone, is it? That's number 25, Reimer Weston.
Yeah, you put your heels right there in front of the line. Normally, punters have about 12 to 13 yards of space. He's got about 10.
Yeah.
And trust me, those extra 3 yards make a big difference.
So that's Reimer Weston pinned up against it here for PHS. As you said, he is right on the line. A low snap. Weston gets it off, and actually a pretty good punt. Yeah, it's a great play. But Bradley's going to field this thing at the 30, and he's still on his feet trying to come back the other way. Losing yards.
And almost losing his jersey.
Yeah, listen, that's good coverage. All things considered, that play, Jeff, could not have worked out better for PHS. It was a low snap, a one-hopper. Weston able to make the fielding play there, gets the punt off, and it looked in like Jordan Bradley had some real room. Watch this.
Oh, my goodness. Look how calm he is.
Yeah, he just played it beautifully. And then again, Bradley gets it for Washington with some room to spare, but PHS covers nicely. And
Nigel Nelson hanging on for dear life.
Now let's be fair. All that said, Washington does have the ball 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line, so they are in a very good spot here.
We'll see if they can capitalize.
Yep, they've had a couple of chances so far, including a 1st and goal from the 5, and they were not able to get in the end zone or even get any points out of it. This time 1st and 10 from, like I said, the 26. Misdirection there. Nice handoff up the middle. Gainer of about 5, it looks like. That's, again, number 6, Miles Murphy. Gets the ball a lot.
One of the few, well, it's only been a couple times tonight that this Washington offensive line has got to push, creating some running lanes.
So 2nd down and 5 after the big play there. Wildcats knocking on the door of the Synovus red zone, just about a yard away from that status. Another counter here, and once again, Murphy will get the Pensacola State College 1st and 10 after a big gain there, moving into the Synovus red zone. So Washington now in very good shape, Jeff.
Absolutely. Again, we've talked about PHS's defense standing the test so far, but Washington with that little counter play. They run Hashawn Hackworth, trying to fool him, maybe think he's going to get the jet sweep, which I'll tell you they will give it to him, but then runs a counter.
1st and 10 here now. It's time to throw out wide. Another good play and another big gain. That's Blessed Hayes on the reception. He's had a couple of moments tonight.
Well, Washington do a little bit of everything. Now, they've done the inside run. Now they throw the outside pass. Watch maybe a post route over. Looks like Blessed Hayes lined up in the slot. Watch him over the middle right here.
All right, let's keep an eye out for that on 2nd down and 6 from the 15-yard line. They're going to hand this one off.
Ooh.
Murphy slips there, so not able to do much with the bad footing, and might have even lost a couple. Third down now at about 7 or 8.
Yeah, great job for PHS. For Lawrence Stallworth. Stallworth had the big hit earlier. Hey, bend but don't break. That's a story for PHS tonight.
Well,
They've done a great job.
You were saying that a lot last week too, so you're right. I mean, I think PHS right now, look, we came into this game thinking Washington might get a nice win. So far, no real reason to say that any more than PHS. A pickup there of about 4 or 5, but it will bring up 4th down now, and very short. And you got to think the Wildcats will likely go for it again. But Jeff, at what point you just say, let's get some points on the board here?
I think they're just trying to find their momentum. Remember last week against University Christian, Washington couldn't get it going either. Booker T struggled, and they're struggling so far against PHS for the Mayor's Cup.
Game they ended up losing, a high-scoring game, 37-27, I believe. 4th down and 2 now. So getting to the 5 will be enough for a 1st and goal. Another misdirection. They run that play a lot.
He won't get it.
No, he will not get it, and PHS has done it again. The defense comes up huge. The Wildcats come up short. It's a turnover on downs. The Wildcats will walk off the field a bit disheveled, and the Tigers got to be pumped once again.
Wow. Telling you.
Looks like we may have a water break on the field at this particular big moment at 7:24. Let's confirm that before we take a break.
No, I don't think we have a water break.
Oh, okay.
No water yet.
Yeah.
No water yet.
I think I was speaking for
Mr.
myself. I'm a bit parched.
I know, I could tell.
I was trying to force the issue. Hey, you guys need a water break? We could use one up here. Actually, this is a great setup. We're actually on top of the press box, so we're outdoors tonight, which is just wonderful. PHS now. 1st and 10. Hand this thing off the middle again. They continue to play it safe, Jeff, and continue to do that, I think, for good reason. Got to be careful because they're so deep in their own territory. That's Theodore Jackson on the carry.
Absolutely. I mean, but at some point you've got to pull the old play action, throw it down the field, or at least try to get you 5 or 6 yards just to get this defense to ease up a little bit.
And we do know Nino Freeman, the freshman quarterback for PHS, has a strong arm.
Yes.
You know, he's thrown it downfield. One got picked off, had another big gainer of 15 yards after a fine play over the middle. So he can definitely throw it. 2nd down and 8 here. It's going to be another handoff and just terrific pursuit from the Wildcat D. Not sure if they didn't gain anything. Might have lost a yard, so it's going to be 3rd and about 11.
The Wildcats, you see number 19, Bobby Green, just firing off at that defensive end position. Goodness gracious, he was ready to receive the ball from the quarterback himself. He was back there so fast.
All right. So 6:15 to go here in the 1st half, and this game is still scoreless. 3rd down now and 11 for PHS, as you can see, pinned way back on their own 6-yard line. Got to get to about the 17. Gonna run it up the middle again, but oh, check that. Sorry, Nino Freeman keeps it himself. Beautiful fake, certainly fakes me out. Picks up a few, not enough for the 1st down, so it will be 4th and 5 or so after a big play there, maybe more like 4th and 7. And here comes the punting unit from the Tigers.
Yeah, Mr. Freeman right there. Great run around the end. I'll tell you what, when you get a veteran quarterback, watch him.
Got me. Boy, that's a great fake.
Right here, how he just kind of hesitates. Well, when you get a veteran quarterback that runs the football, he'll put his foot up and cut back up the field and not try to juke you right there.
Got it. Maybe get just enough.
But hey, 6'4", good-looking young quarterback.
No doubt. All right, here we go. So the Wildcats will get another chance, and they're going to get really good field position again. That's been the case a few times. There's the punt.
Punting away from him. Oh, no!
And that ball is fielded, and
Nigel Nelson jumps on it.
Wow. You know, that was a case of, I think that Jordan Bradley just really wanted to make a play.
Yes.
He hadn't had a chance a couple of times receiving punts, tried to field a tough hop there, touched it, it became a live ball, and wow, great coverage from PHS.
CRP Heating and Air Conditioning instant replay. Watch this.
This is a tough play.
And he's a senior. He knows a little bit better. You got to be careful with that.
Wow.
Man, that's the spark PHS needed.
And again, Nigel Nelson with the terrific play there, heads up, big time. We've got a water break on the field, this time for real, right at midfield with 5:47 to go. Big moment there for PHS. We'll see what they can do with it when we come back.
You're watching Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Friday Night Rivals, presented by Wendy's.
Good evening and welcome back. Happy Friday. It's that smile cam from Airport Dental once again. And I'll tell you right now, if you're a PHS fan, a lot to smile about after the big turnover moments ago from the Wildcats on the punt. PHS takes over at midfield. And another chance for Freeman. This time he is going to throw. A little low, caught. But a loss of a yard, if anything. Terrific defense there from the Wildcats, Jeff.
Yeah, but you got to take that as a plus if you're PHS. Your quarterback dropped back, completed a pass. Yes, it was for no gain or loss of. It looks like a loss of one,
yeah.
But still, he got back there and let it fly. Good timing. Got to get it up a little bit. But again, remember, this is a freshman quarterback. He needs to get comfortable because in order to win this football game, Nino Freeman is going to have to throw the football.
And there's a real case to be made for PHS. Being cautious. This game is 0-0. This is anyone's game right now. No reason to get crazy.
Mayor's Trophy.
On the line. 3 Mayors on the field earlier before the game. Little mix-up there, but the handoff ends up coming through.
Ooh.
A big play. Terrific run there. That's Shaquan Kennedy, and boy, showing his muscle there, Jeff. And in fact, gets up with his arms up saying, that's right, how do you like me now? Picks up about 5. It's going to be 3rd and 4.
We said it in the open. He was a bruising running back. He's only 180 pounds, but this is why he's a bruising back. Too many times backs want to sit there and they want to dance around. No, he wants to go through you.
Big time, too. Yeah, big play there. All right, not enough for a first down, though, so it's going to be 3rd and 4 from the 45-yard line of the Wildcats.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy, once again, I think they're confused there. The PHS offense and Freeman not sure what to do. It's another busted play. It's a loss of a couple, and it's going to be 4th down and about 5 or 6. So, Jeff, what do you think happened there? Not that I expect you to know exactly, but clearly there was some confusion.
I think somebody was supposed to counter back the other way. That's where he was waiting on
Got
with
it.
the motion, going
Got
away
it.
from the motion. There was supposed to be a counter play, and he wasn't there. Again, young team.
Yeah.
They're going through their woes. Second game of the season.
Right, exactly. It's a young team. It's week 2, so all that's going to add up to some mistakes. So that does force PHS into a punting situation, and Washington will try again. Going to be 4th down and 8. Low
Liner.
punt.
Good punt.
Will not be fielded. Oh, gosh, I don't know why he picked that up. That thing's going to roll a few more yards. But,
Young team.
yeah, that's true.
Second game of the season. That's all right. Hey, you want to make sure he wasn't going to take off with it.
Well,
Sir Jordan Moody right there.
that's good. There you go. Positive spin. Glass is half full for you.
PHS, if there's a motto tonight, better safe than sorry.
Yeah, okay. Touche. So the Wildcats now with 4. Look,
Sound like you don't like my answer.
oh, that's great. So,
Like,
Jeff,
okay.
it's 4 minutes left here in the half. Washington really, I don't think, wants to go into this half 0-0.
No.
And they have moved the ball quickly on more than one occasion tonight. We know they can move it down the field, but they've been able to come away with nothing. They just can't capitalize so far. They got to figure out a way here in the last 4 minutes to get on the board.
Yeah, remember, again, last week they started off slow. This time, slow again.
Yeah, no doubt. So back at the 18-yard line is where the drive will start. Oh, that's a nice play. Still short little screen pass there. Picks up about 7. And again, that's Blessed Hayes, who, of course, will continue to make big plays tonight and all season. Picks up there. Oh, he picks up 5. I thought it was more like 7, but they've got it marked at about a 5-yard gain. So 2nd and 5 now.
Yeah, good stop by number 11, McWilliams, right there for PHS. Otherwise, he would still be running his way on into the end zone right now.
Yeah, he can move. All right, 2nd and 5. Yep, a little counter there, and another nice play, and that may be enough.
Down.
It's going to be, yeah, it's going to be close. The forward progress probably gets Miles Murphy the first down for the Wildcats there. We'll see exactly where they spot it.
we got college football. Everything opens back up tomorrow, like all the big games. We already had some games. We got some games going on tonight. This feels like the Ohio State-Minnesota game last night. Like everybody expected Ohio State to come in with the high aspirations and just roll, and it wasn't until late they pulled away. I mean, I'm just saying, PHS looking a lot like they're rowing the boat out there in Minnesota.
So that was a Pensacola State College 1st and 10. It was just enough. The chains will move. Steele wants to throw it.
All day.
He's showing off those legs, but that pursuit from the Tigers continues to be sturdy. And Steele will lose several yards now, back at the 20-yard line. And as you can see, the clock continues to tick here with 3:18 to go in the half.
Out Bonner, another big play. Look, all day. Great job by the offensive line. Tries to come back. Great pursuit by Bonner. And Mr. Steele loses his footing.
Okay. So a big loss there of about 8. 2nd down and 18 now. Again, the Wildcats got 3 wideouts to Steele's left. They're going to run it up the middle.
Counter play again.
PHS
not having that.
No, it's Miles Murphy gets the carry and picked up a couple, but it's 3rd and very long, 14.
We talk about PHS being safe on offense.
Yeah.
I think Washington's doing a little bit of the same right now. And that's mad respect for PHS and what they're doing.
Well, it's become a little bit of a battle of the wits here with the 2 coaches.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because each one being very cautious, knowing that they haven't been able to do very much at all. And Washington proving that now with 3rd and, like I said, about 15. 2:15 to go in the half. Steele's going to unleash. Bit of a duck here, going to come up way short. And no doubt the Wildcats will have to punt now with 2:05 to go. Clock is rolling. I'm surprised that ball was incomplete. Clock is still ticking.
It is what it is.
I mean, am I wrong?
There we go. They stopped it.
Okay.
Took them a minute.
Yeah, or 6 seconds.
Well, first-year coach Ryan Anka on Washington for Booker T over there. He was the offensive coordinator last year, so he's very familiar with these guys. Played a little tight end at South Alabama, so this 0 on the scoreboard has got to be eating him up right now.
And he's a Wildcat grad, right? He
Absolutely.
played for Booker T, yeah. All right, 4th down and very long, 15, 16 yards. So PHS they're going to get the ball with some pretty good field position, especially if they're able to make any kind of a play on this punt whatsoever. 1:57 to go. Not a good punt at all. Way short. And sure enough, PHS will take over at the 47, maybe 48-yard line of Washington with 1:49 to play. And, Jeff, who knows? See if they try and wrap it downfield and walk away with something here.
This is perfect spot to be able to try a big play downfield. You got 1:49. They may run the ball a couple times.
Right.
Try to get that clock below a minute. Maybe take a big chunk. If they can get a 1st down here, look for a deep pass because we know Mr. Freeman can throw it.
He's got an arm, no doubt about that. Gosh, what an interesting game this has been.
This is awesome.
It's been very good. The Mayor Bowl trophy is on the line. Before the game, Mayor Grover Robinson said a few words. Former Pensacola Mayor Mike Wiggins, former Pensacola Mayor Ashton Hayward were here. Little ceremony out at midfield there. It was very cool to see. And that's what's on the line tonight. Going to run it up the middle. It gets out of bounds. That's a nice play there. That's, again, Jaquan Kennedy. So, Jeff, it looked to me like he had get out of bounds on his mind from the moment he got the ball in his hands.
A little off-tackle play right there. And he sees, look, there's nothing up. There's no sense of me putting my foot in the ground. Let's save a little time and get out of bounds, and that's exactly what he did.
Is that drawn up that way? Here's the repeat and replay, meaning before the snap, is it in his mind run toward to get out of bounds? Like, is that part of the deal?
I don't think so. I just think that's him being a junior and understanding the game a little bit. If there's nothing there, let's go ahead and get out of bounds and save a little clock.
All right, looks like we've got a timeout on the field, and that should give us a moment to step away here. An exciting time with 1:44 to play. When we come back, PHS has the ball. It's 2nd and 4.
You're watching Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Friday Night Rivals, presented by Wendy's.
Well, if you have just joined us, you have chosen wisely. It's an exciting moment of the game here. 1:44 to go in the first half. PHS and Washington tied at 0. Second down now and 4. Going to be a run up the middle here. And a bit of a break, too. And still on his feet. What a play. Wow, that's a huge run from Jaquan Kennedy. It's a Pensacola State College 1st and 10 and then some. Jeff, how about that?
My goodness, the bruiser. First off, I thought he was going down when he lost his footing.
Absolutely.
Finds a way to keep his feet, and my goodness, that's exactly what the doctor ordered for PHS. As you see the heating and air conditioning instant replay, look at those tough yards. You better get 2 hands on this young man.
That was 18 tough yards, to be specific. So Pensacola High now knocking on the door of the red zone down to the 22-yard line. Wow, what a moment that was. 1:36 to go. The Tigers. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's just run it again. And again, going to be a hard-nosed football there. That's number 3, Theodore Jackson on the carry. I do see a flag on the play, though, Jeff. Do we know what that is?
I do not, but I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. Yeah. Theodore is for real. Goodness gracious, that was a hit.
All right, let's see what this penalty is. This is big.
That's going to go against Washington.
Is it? Personal foul against the Wildcats. So that's huge because we're going to have a 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. So we're into the Synovus red zone. And PHS, Jeff, with 1st and goal at 1:29, they've got a chance to make an enormous statement here before the half.
Oh,
big
wow.
stick from the Wildcats there.
Boy, Earl Townsend coming up, the linebacker, 190 pounds, laying the lumber.
Jaquan Kennedy on the carry, not able to find the magic that time around as the clock continues to roll.
Oh, watch this. Great job. Wow.
Yeah, big
Head
stick.
down, wrap up. That is form.
And it looks like we may have a timeout on the field. I'm not sure if we have an injury.
You got a flag?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. There you go.
Ooh, looks like unsportsmanlike.
Wow. That really, really hurts PHS. 1st and goal from the 9.
Somebody done said something about somebody's mama.
Why they do that, Jeff?
I don't know.
Why did they
keep
do
mama
that?
out of it?
I mean, seriously, Jeff, that's an enormous penalty. They're now back at the 24. I mean, they were at the 9, so the 15-yard penalty extremely costly. Yeah, 2nd and goal from the 24, as you said. Wow. And the clock will wind here.
I think at this point, PHS is okay with that clock winding.
Yeah, maybe so. They wouldn't have been, though, just a second ago, 1st and goal, but not anymore. Nino going to throw over the middle. Look at this. Little high and picked off.
Oh, boy.
And, folks, there's a whole lot of green field. And he may be gone. Down to 42 seconds. That's number 1 for Washington.
And
that's
folks, all
he's
she
going
wrote.
to
We
take
got a
it
flag
all
back
the way.
here,
Jordan Bradley with an enormous play. As you said, Jeff, there's a flag back at the 35-yard line on the other side of the field. So let's wait and see what that means.
Oh, my goodness, if this is coming back.
We will see. What an incredible turn of events here in the last couple of minutes. PHS had 1st and goal from the 9. The penalty moves him back to the 24, forcing Freeman to throw into the end zone. Throws the interception. Jordan Bradley runs it back nearly 100 yards. But we've got a flag on the play, and we're going to find out what happens next. Wow. Maybe roughing the passer here.
Roughing the passer.
In which case, that changes everything yet again.
Goodness. All right, momentum comes back.
Incredible.
Wow.
So it negates the touchdown. Jordan Bradley with a moment he would have talked about, Jeff, for the next 70 years after that, but it's coming back. We do have a replay, and if you look closer, you're going to be able to see it here.
Oh, there it is.
Right there.
Ball's gone.
No doubt about it.
Number 13, that's a Sean Hackman.
So Freeman takes the hit late. It negates that incredible moment for the Wildcats.
Unbelievable.
And remember, too, PHS was at the 24 with a 1st and goal, or rather 2nd and goal. But now here's the call. Roughing the passer.
That's an automatic first down.
Automatic first down. But yardage-wise, I'm curious. They were at the 24. Now it's only at the 20. And so it's a 4-yard penalty. I mean, I wish I could explain it better. I don't know exactly why that's where the ball is marked. But it is, and it looks like we may have a timeout on the field. So, Jeff, while we do that, let's just remind our viewers of a few things. First of all, let's say thank you to Fusaklis.
Absolutely.
Fusaklis is, we told you this last week, and one of the coolest things we got going this year is that they have jumped on board, and they're going to be bringing us food to the crew every single week, which is very appreciated. This crew works hard, get here around 11 a.m. or noon, and we certainly appreciate the hookup there. So that is one piece of business. Also, let's remind you of this. We talked about this last week. It's kind of cool. The Wendy's Giant of the Week. You can be the Giant of the Week if you're a junior or a senior who plays on the football team from Escambia, Okaloosa, Santa Rosa High Schools. Then you could win big. So go to WFGXTV.com. That's WFGXTV.com. Click on the contest tab to be entered for a Wendy's Giant of the Week prize pack. And you can look for the contest link in the station section at WFGXTV.com. So thanks to Wendy's, clearly a big player this year in our coverage. We appreciate that. You can be a Giant. And thanks to Fusaklis as well. Jeff, while we're talking about food, why don't you tell us about some highlights? What's going on out there?
Well, Niceville's up 27-0 over Choctaw at halftime. West Florida over Pine Forest, 7-0 at half. Crestview, boy, they've looked good so far, 17-0 over Fort Walton Beach at half. Escambia and Gulfport, the Gators at home, 13-7 over Gulfport. And Gulf Breeze and Tate tied at 0 right now.
Okay. So there you have it, some of the other action from the Northwest Florida State College Sports Desk. Thank you to Northwest Florida State College. So after all the confusion, here's the deal. PHS has it all the way back down now at the 12-yard line, and it's theirs. It looks like it's first. Jeff, I think it's 1st and 10, but I don't see the other stick. Is it first and goal?
No, it's 1st and goal.
Is it? Okay. Going to run it up the middle here. Clock is ticking, pickup of a couple.
Well, what are you going to do if you're PHS? You'd like to be able – you got no timeouts left.
I mean, yeah, it's like let's go. One way or the other. Got to do something. 15 seconds. And just kind of a broken play there, but it will stop the clock.
Well, he spiked the ball.
Yeah.
Go ahead and stop the clock. And
there.
I tell you what, he spiked it a little too far forward for my liking. I'm just saying, if a guy jumps in there, that could be
yeah, that's an ugly
tragedy.
Pick. I've never seen somebody pick one off like that.
I've never seen one throw that far forward. Usually you just throw it right there at your feet.
Straight at your feet. Now, I mean, I don't want to belabor this, Jeff, and we're not going to figure it out right now. But after that penalty, they were on the 12-yard line. I'm confused as why it would be 1st and goal and not 1st and 10. I don't get that. That anything from 1st and goal earlier wouldn't have made sense. But again, doesn't matter. It's just kind of driving me crazy. So they're going to just go ahead and kick the field goal
on
now.
Third
PHS,
down?
Yeah, with 14 seconds and no timeouts. They don't want to cost themselves an opportunity. It looks like maybe Washington wants to call a timeout to try and freeze them if they can. And remember, the kicker for PHS, that's Reimer Weston, who made a great punt earlier, Jeff. Remember that? He had a low snap, a one-hopper, extremely deep in his own end zone, stayed calm, made a nice punt, and worked out well for PHS. He's got another chance for a huge play here. We have no points in this game. This could be the first time we have points at all.
Yeah. I mean, I think at this point, we talk about player and play of the game. I believe it's like if you're going player, whoever scores first, or
right.
defenses. I mean, I've given the defensive, the whole defense.
Yeah. I would say, the PHS defense right now, because they've, Washington's knocked on the door. I'm talking 1st and goal from the 5 knocked on the door, and they have no points. So right now that stands out. Of course, at the end of the game, we'll pick the player of the game. We'll pick the play of the game. We'll present the trophy for Friday Night Rivals. There's another trophy on the line. It's the Mayor's Trophy as well here at the Mayor Bowl. So at a 0-0 game, big stakes. Here's the field goal effort.
Uh-oh.
Do we have
Did
points?
He get it?
It is good, and the Tigers draw first blood late in the first half with 9 seconds to go. Weston able to knock that through just barely, but just enough, and it's 3-0 Pensacola High. How about that, Jeff? I don't think you and I thought as we go into half, and granted, we don't know what will happen in the last 9 seconds here, but Pensacola High really making a statement tonight.
Well, could a field goal kicker and a field goal be our Closets by Design play of the game? and our Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram player of the game.
Well, if the game ended right now, then the answer would probably be yes.
Well, we're basically at the end of the first half here, and 3 is all we've got to see for both teams.
Yep,
so.
amazing. Hey, listen, let's go ahead and remind people, not that we have to because nobody forgets this, but tonight, 11 o'clock on Channel 3, it's Dan Shugart Prep Football Final, of course. As always, we have crews at games all over the Gulf Coast. There you can see Dan smiling, no doubt, working very, very hard right now. Such an effort to put that show on, but you get a chance to see all the action. It's so good. Such a highlight every Friday. So check that out tonight on Channel 3. That's at 11 o'clock. It's Prep Football Final with the great, legendary Dan Shugart. All right, here we go.
Boy, what a game.
Yeah, man.
We're not even at halftime.
This is, and by the way, it's 8:15. This is a long first half.
Yes.
That first quarter, like you said, was about a 40-minute quarter. Now this one's also gone on for a while. We do finally have some points, and with 9 seconds to go, let's see if the Wildcats can do anything. Fielded back at the 6.
Great job.
Just terrific coverage there. That was Blessed Hayes who caught it. 4.5 seconds to go, and so Washington will have a chance at one play. They may down it. They may try and throw it. We'll see what happens here as we get ready for halftime.
Boy, Jeremiah McWilliams has had some big hits tonight. Great job. Kick coverage. Watch this. This is how you draw it up. Pow! Right there. Blessed's going to feel that one tomorrow.
No doubt.
He might have said Blessed.
Blessed Hayes, you are right, man. That is one of the great names.
Yes.
It's an amazing name. All right, here we go. So what do they do? They're going to down it, Jeff, or are they going to just throw it and see what happens?
I think they'll probably run a counter play.
Okay.
I just think, see what we can get. If we can break one off, let's do it.
It's the last play of the half, I feel sure.
I would run it around the end here and see if you can get out in some space and find some open territory.
Well,
Nope, he's going to down it.
Just going to down it and take their losses. And at this point, we're going to go into half, and Pensacola High School is leading Washington 3-0, and those points, of course, came in the last 10 seconds of the half. We will love an opportunity to talk to Coach Cedric Smith if we get a chance here. We always try to grab the coach who's got the lead just before half if we can, and I know our crew is on the field trying to do that, so we're going to see if we can do that. We've still got we do have Coach? Hang on, tell me when we got him. We'll have the A-plus student athlete coming up here in just a moment, and that's going to be fun because we've got a real rock star. Hey, Coach Smith, this is Christian Garman from Friday Night Rivals. Can you hear me? Coach, this is Christian Garman from Friday Night Rivals. Can you hear me? I can see him on the field, and it looks like he can't hear me. Coach, I'm going to ask one more time just in case. Can you hear me, Coach Smith? No, all right, mic's not working. That's a bummer. Would have loved a chance to talk to him, but that's not going to work out. Maybe we'll try and catch him if we can when the half ends. So not able to get Coach Smith, but no doubt he's going to go in and talk to his team about what worked out to be. Wait, hang on. Now they're telling me we may have him. Boy, the most dramatic thing of the night is whether or not we get Coach Smith. We're going to go to break. The mic's not working. We're going to go to break, but there's a whole lot of halftime to come, including the A-plus student athletes. Stay with us.
Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Friday Night Rivals, presented by Wendy's.
Again, he's getting better at it. This is a much better high hanging kick. Garcia, spin move, coming to the other side. Can he pick up some blocks? He does. Garcia sheds a tackle to the other side. It's hard to take down Gavin Garcia. He wheels it in for a Tiger touchdown.
Owens being rushed, stays on his feet and brought down by Lichtenberger.
Clear it out up the far side, looking for Godfrey. He's got him at the 40, complete to the 38-yard line.
Osborne to the air, and he's got a receiver out there, and it is complete.
They're going to throw. Now he's going to run. Evans has the 20. Evans is going to score. Touchdown.
And the southpaw escapes. Fornari, some space there on the outside, dumps it off. It's juggled and caught for the touchdown.
Bracy gets hit immediately, but breaks the tackle. And he has some room. He has room down the sideline. It's one man to beat. He may cut it back. Oh, my goodness. What fancy footwork. what? That is going to be a touchdown, Camden. Touchdown to Trez Bracey. What a play at the game.
I'm Dr. Ben Braun at Restore Plastic Surgery. Here at Restore Plastic Surgery, we support high school athletics because it helps kids develop important characteristics and skills that will serve them throughout the rest of their lives and help them contribute more to our community and society as a whole. One of the most important characteristics of successful people is never giving up, which we refer to as persistence or grit. And high school sports help teach kids that value by forcing them to keep trying and never give up. Another important quality taught by high school athletics is excellence. Excellence does not happen overnight. It takes time to develop excellence or mastery in anything. Another thing that high school sports teaches is teamwork. Very few people succeed or survive in life alone, meaning everybody relies on people around them to get things done and be successful and achieve a common goal. And high school athletics helps teach teamwork and teaches kids how to work with each other in a constructive manner to achieve a common goal.
Well, it is halftime, and boy, are we glad you're with us here on an exciting game, Friday Night Rivals. And as you can see, Restore Plastic Surgery presenting our halftime tonight. And Jeff, we still got about 9.5 minutes to go here, so let's talk about that first half. I think you and I are both a little bit surprised. Of course, as we've said, the Mayor's Trophy on the line. There you can see on the right, former Pensacola Mayor Ashton Hayward. That's a Catholic High grad. Current Mayor Grover Robinson, who graduated from Washington. And then, of course, former Pensacola Mayor Mike Wiggins, Pensacola High grad. So that's what's on the line. And this was right off the bat here, Jeff, a big pick as PHS tried to score big there with their quarterback, Nino Freeman, threw the pick off the top.
Yeah, and then you look at the defense for Washington. And look, early on, we thought it was just going to be Washington all the way. Nino Freeman again in the big sack. But Amiel Steele, look, you expected a little bit of fireworks out of him. Look at this throw right here. Just a beautiful
That was a big play, yeah.
throw. Oh, my goodness, by Byron Jenkins as well. But one thing you can say is, again, the PHS defense has been phenomenal. Watch this throw right here. Look at that.
That was big.
That was pass interference.
Yeah.
It did get called, but he still caught the ball.
Still caught it. You know, Jeff, I think as we'll look at a couple more highlights here, Washington losing this game, but it feels like it's been their game to lose. I mean, they have been knocking on the door. They've been moving the ball. They've come away with nothing. PHS, on the other hand, capitalizing on moments like that, with the turnover on the punt there. And it's been a lot of that tonight for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Johnny on the spot. I mean, just that big turnover, what it meant to PHS. And you see, just they can't really get anything going offensively. But again, they played the field position game. They played great defense. And Jaquan Kennedy, look at this. Watch this run right there. Come on. It's going to take more than one to be able to take him down.
A couple more highlights for you here. We'll get to some stats here coming up in just a moment. Tell you kind of how things played out on the numbers seen there in the first half. But Jeff, you know, it's interesting as we watch this, there were no shortage of highlights.
No, absolutely not. And you look at that field goal for the 3 points and the only point so far.
Very good, yeah.
Well, look at this. By the way, we're talking about a great game. We got two great bands as well, Washington High and PHS.
And I believe we have the principal at PHS, Soraya Miller, on headsets. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Oh, well, that's great. Glad we had a microphone problem earlier, so I'm so glad that you can hear me. So let's just talk about this. You've got to be feeling pretty good. Principal of Pensacola High School here. It's the Mayoral Bowl, the trophy on the line, and the Tigers up so far.
Yes, sir. I am feeling great. We are very excited. Our Tigers are plugging the way through. We are up, and we are excited. The crowd is excited, and we're looking forward to a good second half.
Well, let's talk about what's happening inside the halls Monday through Friday during regular business hours. School year very young, of course. You've got a wonderful school here, the touted IB program. What's good happening at PHS right now? A whole lot, I bet.
Oh yeah, we have a whole lot going on. Our students are getting to our classes. Our teachers are teaching. We're having our POCs. Our students are being engaged in our classrooms. We have our academies here. Our students are taking part and advantage of the academies. We have our IB program. Our students are in our IB program, and students are just all around, scholars and athletes. And we are providing lots of opportunities for our kids, extracurricular activities.
Yes,
co-curricular activities, everybody's able to get involved. So some good things happening here.
As has been the case for many, many years. I know that. So before we let you go, one more question. Obviously Pensacola High School, a historic high school. What is it, not everyone knows everything, what is it most you'd love people to know about Pensacola High School? What's something that maybe we don't know? Anything come to mind?
Yeah, I'd just like everybody to know that Pensacola High School is a historic school. This is a school of tradition. It's a school of culture. We have lots of love from the community, a lot of community outpour. We have lots of PHS alumni, and we work together as one school, one team, one dream.
Oh, I love it. One school, one team, one dream.
Yes.
That's Principal Soraya Miller. Well, that's certainly nice of you to take a couple of minutes to talk to us. Thank you so much, and good luck in the second half to the Tigers.
Thank you, and go Tigers.
You said it. Principal Soraya Miller there. We appreciate that. Danny, we're going to go to break, or we're going to do some stats real quick? Mr. Hemme.
Just thank the school, thank my parents, thank everyone who's helped me get me here. I'd like to thank Wibstone Barnett also.
And we are back and glad you're with us. As you can see, Pensacola High School leading the Washington Wildcats here at the half 3-0. And with about 2:10 left to go in the half, we are lucky enough to have Washington High head coach Ryan Unka here joining us. Coach, let's talk about the first half. The Wildcats had several opportunities. You guys had a first and goal. Obviously, you had a big touchdown interception called back. So you were knocking on the door. What is it you need to do in the second half to capitalize?
Yeah, we just got to have red zone, efficiency. We have to punch it in whenever we get down there. We can't pitter-patter, and we have to, just bow up and get some plays done. No excuses. We've had our opportunities, like you've said, had several times that we should have had points, but we don't. Facts are that, and we're in a ball game now. They're a well-coached team, and we just got to fight our way out of this rut that we're in right now.
Well, Coach, just about a minute and a half left here. I know you want to talk to your team, so thanks for taking a moment to talk to us. We appreciate that. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it's going to be the second half. Currently, PHS 3, Washington 0. Welcome back, everybody. The halftime report continues from Restore Plastic Surgery. We're going to get going here in just a second. PHS is already on the field. I do want to go ahead and give a shout out. A few minutes ago, we ran a quick video, and I just wanted you to know who that was. That was our A+ student athlete of the week. And of course, that's from Wibbs, Stone, and Barnett. That was Timothy Chase Rudder. Has a 3.8 grade point average here at Pensacola High School. Most impressive, plays football and basketball. So congrats to Timothy Chase Rudder, our A+ student athlete of the week. And again, that brought to you by Wibbs, Stone, and Barnett. So thanks to them. Way to go, Timothy. Congrats. And let's see what happens here in the second half.
Feels great. I'd like to thank my coaches, thank the school, thank my parents, thank everyone who's helped me get me here. I'd like to thank Wibstone Barnett also.
All right. So here we go. Jeff, I must say I'm pretty darn intrigued. 3-0 in PHS. I don't think that's where we thought we were going to be at half.
Well, I've had a bunch of people text me asking me, is the score really 3-0? We're watching it here. We still can't believe it. So, hey, been a lot of fun, but let's see what PHS can do going back on offense to start off.
That's right. They won the coin toss and a big return here. Look at this. Whitehurst with some space out in the open there. Gets it all the way back to the 40-yard line. That was huge. That's Quan Whitehurst on a big-time return. And as I was saying, PHS won the toss before the game, deferred to the second half, and right now, Jeff, that feels brilliant. They're leading 3-0. They get the big return there from Whitehurst. That's a nice way to start the half.
Well, it's been a while since PHS has been in this position after halftime. I mean, we just call it what it is.
Yeah.
You know, last year wasn't a very good year for them. Last week against Tate, they got shut out. Now they finally get some points on the board. The defense is playing Just
Big
phenomenal.
time.
I mean, they're playing phenomenal tonight against a good offense, by the way, that put 27 points on a perennial power in University Christian last week.
Yeah, that by the way, just to clean that up, that's a 36-yard run back there. So well done from Whitehurst. And Jeff, you know, that's maybe the most important point to make here is what the PHS defense is doing against what we know is a high-powered offense from Washington. Shut them out in the first half. Incredible. Nino Freeman. That's not a great start there. A little rough one there. Going to lose 5 yards, and it's going to be second down and 15.
Low snap, and for Mr. Freeman, he's 6'4", by the way, so he's got to get on down there.
Been down more than most.
But great job just to fall on the ball, not try to pick it up and run.
And he's a freshman. You know, that's a good play for a freshman, like you said. Live to fight another day, which they do. Second down and 15 after the big loss. And the Wildcats need that sort of play to get some momentum of their own. You know, they've got to be feeling, Jeff, bummed. You know, they've had several opportunities. They could be up 21-3 or 21-0 even, but instead they're down 3-0. Freeman got to hand it off there. We've got a flag in the backfield. Maybe a hold. That's Shaquan Kennedy, of course, once again with the carry. He's been doing the heavy lifting there all night, but it may not matter. That flag came down in the backfield. We'll see what it is.
Maybe holding on Theodore Jackson, number 3. Oh, illegal block.
So it's an illegal block against PHS. So after the terrific kickoff return to get things rolling, it's been a loss on first down and now a big penalty on second down.
Well, Washington declined the penalty. So they'll go ahead and let it be third down.
Yeah, okay. So instead of second and 25 or so, it's third and 15. PHS now in Freeman with some heat. That's a good decline there, huh, Jeff?
I agree with you.
Right over the middle. Ooh, man. Had his man open, but threw it out a little bit ahead of him. That would have been, once again, Quan Whitehurst on the reception. He was open, Jeff, but Freeman just outthrew him.
Yeah, Freeman felt a little pressure in the pocket. The pocket was collapsing there. Great job by that defensive line of the Wildcats. But, yeah, open man sitting there.
Yeah.
But here we go, fourth down. So Washington on defense does their job. Let's see what the offense can do.
Right. It's a big stop for the Wildcats, though. No doubt about that, you know. They needed something like that again after that kickoff return to start the half. Felt like, hey, look at PHS. Got the field goal just before. Now they're rolling and falls apart quickly.
Well, if you're Washington, when is the last time Washington has been shut out in the first half? I mean, the last year when they started out 8-0 and were scoring it well.
Great punt from Weston there, but right into their hands. Not going anywhere, though, with it. That was Jordan Bradley who caught it. And Jeff, I thought he caught it on the run. I thought he might have a shot at a big one. Ooh, and a very late flag. I mean, just now comes in back at about the 47-yard line. So we'll see what that is.
Great job wrapping up by number 11, Jeremiah McWilliams, again. And I'm wondering if this is not unsportsmanlike conduct again either.
Well, because it was so late, I don't think it had anything to do with the action on the field in terms of the actual play. It was way after that. So we'll see.
Yes, there it is.
And that goes against PHS as well. Wildcats going to decline or make them punt it again? Or maybe it didn't matter because it was so late that it's just going to be tacked on. It was
after the play.
Yeah, so it'll be tacked on to where they are here.
And the way the ref was talking to the young man, I'm wondering if it wasn't number 4, Terrell Brown.
So there they go. They're marching off the yards there for the penalty, and Washington will take this because that's going to cross midfield. And that's a very costly penalty now as the Wildcats on the PHS side of the field down to the 47-yard line. That's where their drive will start. They've had good field position all night long. They've yet to be able to do anything with it, but they've started several drives on the PHS side. And here we go. See if they can fix that now. Steele back at quarterback, of course. Good throw out wide, but terrific D there from PHS. All over that play, had to read and nothing doing.
Boy, oh boy, Nigel Nelson coming in. And, you know, some guys try to pick that ball off and the guy will catch it and run for 25 yards. He came in and just laid the lumber. Yeah. My man right there, blowing up the screenplay.
Check this out.
As he was getting blocked.
Yep, that's a great play.
job.
All right, so second down and 10 now. Handoff here, little run up the middle, good for a couple of yards. That's number 23, James Brown.
The third.
The third. And speaking of that, third down now and 7 after the pickup of 3 down to the 45-yard line.
Well, this is some old school football. Right?
Totally. I was just literally.
other than throwing the football. But
I was thinking the same thing myself just now. I was like, boy, this is really interesting. Here we go, third down.
Uh-oh. I got a man.
Has a man wide open, but he overthrows him.
Oh,
I mean,
my
overthrows
goodness.
him by a couple of yards. That's Reed Robinson, who was all alone. Would have been 6, but not to be. Instead, it'll be 4th down and 7 for the Wildcats. We'll see if they go for it. Jeff, he had him beat.
And he's 6'3". So if you overthrow him, you overthrew him.
I mean, and by, barely a yard, 2 yards,
Yep.
just enough, just out of his reach.
Beautiful ball.
Yeah, sure was. But
all for naught.
It's 4th down, and the Wildcats are going to punt.
Another great stop for the Tigers on defense.
No doubt. Although that one, because that ball was overthrown, that very well could have been 6.
Hey,
but
Coach Smith said, I don't care. We'll take it how we can take
Woulda,
it.
coulda, shoulda, exactly. Who cares? So Whitehurst is back to return this punt at the 10-yard line. He moments ago had a great return on the kickoff at 36 yards. Oh, and now we've got a flag. This may be a delay. Yep. So delay of game going to go against the Wildcats. That'll move it back a little, but Jeff, that's no big deal when they're punting anyway. Cost them 5 yards, and they'll be punting from exactly midfield, as you can see there. Whitehurst says, I'll scoot up about 5 yards. John Michael Guidrose, the punter for the Wildcats.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Boy, he was, it got
partially
tipped.
blocked.
Sure did get blocked. And look at this, boy.
Uh-oh. I wonder if a PHS player didn't touch that football.
Washington trying to say they recovered it here. The ball was spinning in a very funny way. Remember, it did get partially blocked.
I believe Washington did recover.
Yeah. If so, it would be 1 for 1, because we saw the Wildcats recover a fumble on a punt earlier in the game. Let's see this again. It was partially blocked.
Rule number 1, if the ball gets partially blocked and you're not going to return it right away, get away from it.
Yeah, no doubt.
Watch this.
So
what are you doing if you're PHS?
Spin.
There's no reason you should be there.
That's when he touched it right there.
There's no reason you should have touched that football.
Yeah. All right, so a huge break for the Wildcats and a big mistake for PHS. Now down to the 44-yard line, and Steele's back there thinking, okay, that worked out. Run this one up the middle. It's a nice gainer. Pickup of 6 or 7 there. Some heavy lifting. Well done.
Seeing a little bit of James Brown III running the football and giving Miles Murphy a little break.
He feels good.
See what you did there? I like it.
Yeah, it was really clever. How did I think of that? 2nd down and 5.
No.
Now we're going to pay for it. Great job, Jeff.
That was the instrumental.
I don't care. Here we go. This time Steele's going to keep it, and he's got a big hole. It's going to be a 1st and 10 from Pensacola State College. I think it'll be down to about the 29-yard line. Steele there with a great fake handoff, keeps it himself.
It's been a while since he's been running that counterplay. He pulls it, and great little wrinkle by Ryan Anka's offense.
Yep, it worked. All right. So it's a 1st and 10, as I said, at the 29-yard line. Wildcats in a little bit of business here. Let's see if they can capitalize. Going to throw over the middle, and it's caught. And nothing but green in front. This could be a touchdown. Yes, it is. A huge play there. The Wildcats finally get into the end zone. Hashawn Hackworth for 6. Great play there, Jeff.
And this is, I tell you what, you run the football. You ran the counter play all game. You just did the quarterback little counter as well. You got a big gain off of it. Watch this. Play action, boom, right over the middle. Nobody's there. Beautiful.
It's a 3-play, 44-yard touchdown drive for the Wildcats, who will now try to finish things off with this extra point from Weston. And Jeff, that turnover on the punt looms very large right now for PHS.
Yes, it does.
Just moments later, touchdown Washington. The extra point is up. The extra point is good. The Wildcats have taken the lead, 7-6. We will take a quick break. Things have turned fairly dramatically, fairly quickly, but there's a whole lot of game left, folks. Stay with us.
You're watching Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Friday Night Rivals, presented by Wendy's.
We are back. It's the Airport Dental Smile Cam. As you can see, a nice crowd here for the Wildcats, who have something to smile about after a bit of a long night, but things turn around roundly for them now as they've taken a lead here against PHS in the Mayor Trophy Bowl at Pensacola High School, now leading it 7-3. But this is interesting. We actually have a player injured on the field. Got to think, Jeff, that's a cramp because nothing happened. He just went out there and then just hit the dirt. And it is, I will tell you, it is extremely humid out here. In the last hour, the weather has gotten a little less comfortable than it was around 7 p.m. And you can see he's hurting there. The athletic trainer is out on the field and doing her part to help him out.
Yeah, that's Jordan Bradley, by the way, and he's done a little bit of everything tonight for Washington. So you know what? That's a cramp well-deserved.
Yeah, Jordan Bradley's been a huge, like you said, he has been big. He's the one that had the near 100-yard interception for the touchdown that got called back because of the roughing the passer, but he's had several big plays tonight. So let's hope he's okay and that this is just a cramp. But, you know, can't make that assumption. You don't know. While we've got a moment, Jeff, why don't we go to the Northwest Florida State College Sports Desk and tell us what's happening in other games on the Gulf Coast.
Choctaw gets a big win over Pace last week. Not so much this week. Niceville up 33-0 in the third quarter. Crestview 24-0 over Fort Walton Beach. Pine Forest losing to West Florida at home 14-0. Gulfport 7, Escambia 13. That is, of course, at Emmett Smith Field right there. South Walton over Walton 21-7. Milton and Pensacola Catholic, your Crusaders are fighting back, but it's 2014 Panthers.
Well, he's still down. He's just now getting up there, and they're going to help him off the field. So, you know, not sure. It may not have been a cramp. It looks like he doesn't want to put his foot on the ground, Jeff. That may be worse than that. I hope not. Hate to see that.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It's interesting the way it happened because, again, he went out there for the kickoff, and we had not started the action yet. He just
fell.
Yeah, he just hit the ground. Oh, let's hope he's okay. So we're back ready for the action on the field now. And the Tigers, for the first time tonight, find themselves trailing. This game was knotted at zilch for a very long time. With under 10 seconds to go in the first half, PHS kicked the field goal to take the lead, and that is how things stood until just a moment ago when Washington got in the end zone with Hackworth. That's all the scoring we've seen tonight, 7-3 Wildcats.
There, it took you 10 seconds to say all the scoring. And
yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah. Sam Rowland fields it around the 10, gets it back to about the 28-yard line, and that's where Nino Freeman, the freshman quarterback for PHS, and the Tiger offense will take over, Jeff. You know, we have not seen much offense from PHS tonight. Their big story has been how solid the defense has played, but now all of a sudden it's on them to score some points.
Yeah, it's been PHS's defense giving their offense good field position,
right.
And PHS has 3 points to show for it.
Yeah.
So, at some point, they've scored 3 points in a matter of 6 quarters. They got to get something going. They really got to get this passing offense to open it up. All they don't need to throw the ball 10 or 15 times. Just a couple passes here or there to back that defense off the line a little.
Keep the defense honest. Yeah, no doubt. So 1st and 10. Like I said, right at the 29. Hand off here on this direction. Might have got a yard or two. Not much to it.
And that's what I'm talking about. That's a lot of Wildcats right there inside the box. PHS can't do a whole lot in the running game.
Which is why they, as you say, you know, even a pass over the middle, pick up 8, pick up 9, just something to let Washington know that's a threat. And we have seen that tonight. We know Freeman can do it.
Well, it's like what Washington just did.
100%, yep.
Run, play action, wide open over the middle.
Yep. So that did pick up about a yard here. Jaquan Kennedy is back. He's done a lot of running tonight for PHS, and he's going to get the ball here. And he does pick up about 5 more to bring up 3rd and 4 at the 35-yard line. And you know PHS is not itching to go 3 and out, Jeff. If nothing else, they just want to move the sticks at least once, you know, make a statement that you're going to get something going.
Well, the other thing, you're looking at these outside linebackers for Washington, and sure enough, you know that the offensive coordinator for PHS has got to see them just putting their foot in the ground and firing off the ball to get upfield. At some point, again, we talked about a play over the middle. When those linebackers leave that position, it is leaving open space. They got to take advantage of it at some point.
So 3rd down and about 4. Not going to be enough for a first down. It will be 4th and 3 there. And that again, Jaquan Kennedy, who got the carry. We'll see if the Tigers want to go for it now. It's a bit of a risk. They're on their own 37-yard line, maybe 36.
No, they're going to send the punt unit in.
Yeah, probably the right move.
Interesting that they didn't try to throw the football at some point to open things up.
Yep, they sure did not. But I think, you know, Jeff, right now, this punt, I mean, again, they're on their own 36, so it makes sense. But other than the one play moments ago for Washington, the PHS defense has been so stout.
Right.
It's like, let's see what they can do. Get back out on the field for the Tigers here. 4th and 2. Gets it off, not by much. Yeah, it's a good punt. And will not be fielded, so that's going to be the 26, 27-yard line is where Washington and Amiel Steele, the junior quarterback with the very big gun, terrific arm, will take over. Threw a touchdown pass moments ago. He's had a couple of others, Jeff, that could have been touchdowns, maybe should have been touchdowns. And we do have something on the field here. Looks like, not sure if that's a water break or perhaps a penalty. Let's see what's going on. There's something going on with the refs out around midfield.
Yeah, I think we got a water break.
Okay, with 6:17 to go, that's always a good opportunity for us also to step away. Washington leading 7-3. They have the ball. It's Friday Night Rivals. Stay with us.
You're watching Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Friday Night Rivals, presented by Wendy's.
And we are back now. Friday Night Rivals, folks. As you can see, the Wildcats coming out onto the field. They're going to start the drive here at the 29-yard line, leading this 7-3. It's the Mayor Trophy Bowl Mayor Bowl Trophy, rather, is on the line. Jeff, 2 trophies on the line tonight. Of course, we always give a trophy out to whoever wins. So in tonight's game, somebody's walking away with a couple of pieces of hardware.
Just saying, ours is a pretty good-looking trophy.
Totally
as well.
agree. It's beautiful. Handoff up the middle. The old-fashioned way. Big run there. Nice gainer. Miles Murphy picks up 9 or 10. Can't tell if he's got the first or not. Looks like he may be just shy. Going to be 2nd down and about 2.
Boy, Miles Murphy just seems like a back that could just be so versatile at the next level. Like, he could just do everything for you. Be a great special teams guy and be a very versatile back.
He's been great tonight. It's 2nd and 1. He did get 9. Still going to roll out here. There's that huge arm we're talking about. And what a catch that was from Hashawn Hackworth, who had a touchdown moments ago. Jeff, that's a great catch, but that's a real good example of Steele's arm.
Yes, you talking about firing it in
Seriously.
there. Man, oh man, an even better catch by Mr. Hackworth right there. Check this out. Watch how quick the release is. Ready, boom, right there.
That's good for 12 yards there. Great play. So from Pensacola State College, we bring you this 1st and 10 now at the 49-yard line as the Wildcats on the move. 3rd quarter has belonged to Washington. This time around, not much happening there. Might have gotten a yard, might not have even gotten that. And again, that's James Brown, who's had a few carries tonight. Might have lost one.
Again, there's the counter play. Now remember, last time when they scored with a touchdown with Hackworth, they went counter,
and
then they went quarterback, and then they went pass over the middle.
All right,
for 6.
Let's see. So this will be interesting. If Steele keeps this one, it's like, uh-oh, look out, here comes Hackworth on the next play.
History repeat itself.
We're going to find out. Man, way to build tension. Good job, Jeff. Edge of my seat here.
Oh, I thought
they're going to
they're going to do it early.
Steele decides to keep it. Oh, that's a great play from Amiel Steele. Ends up picking about 8 yards up. Real good work there, Jeff. I think the key to that, at the very end, even when he was past the line of scrimmage, pretended he might pass again, which pulled the defender back a little, bought him another couple of yards. Big play.
Great job by Amiel Steele. Again, this young man is so dynamic, but great job for PHS in the secondary. The play wasn't there. They tried to go over the top for a big play. And Steele, he's just so tough to contain.
It's a 13-yard run. It's a 1st and 10 from Pensacola State College. 39-yard line now. Washington moving down the field. Oh,
Murphy.
another big play. Yes, indeed.
Ooh.
That counter continues to work as Murphy picks up another 8 to 10. We'll see exactly, but Washington moving it. So, Jeff, you know, in the first half they were moving it and getting nothing out of it. In the second half they have 1 touchdown, and they're looking real good right now, too. So it's kind of like what we saw last week with Washington. Took them some time to get going, but they're getting it going now.
I'd like to see Washington go a little more up-tempo. I mean, get some rhythm about what they're doing right here.
That was enough for the first down, as a matter of fact. So it's another 1st and 10. Low snap, handled nicely from Steele. Gonna throw it over the middle.
Oh.
Boy, he had 2 different Wildcats open, but throws it way over both of them.
Yeah, right there, miscommunication. I think he thought Blessed Hayes, number 5, right there running over the middle. Blessed kind of settled down. The problem is when you settle down, typically you settle down when no one's around you. Well, there were 2 Tigers around him, so I think that's why MEL Steele thought he was going to keep on running, but nonetheless, an incomplete pass.
All right, so 2nd and 10. PHS really hoping for that bend but don't break scenario you keep talking about, Jeff. Another counter, we've seen it all night, and it's going to work again. Another big gain there. Good for 6 or 7 more yards. That's back to James Brown.
Brown's a good-looking back as well.
Yeah, he's getting a good workout tonight. He's had quite a few carries and picks up about 7 there. So 3rd down and 3 or 4 here.
More importantly, he's giving Miles Murphy a little bit of break.
Yep.
And, well, that's a great role player for him.
Let me tell you, Jeff, we've seen it tonight. In this humidity, this time of year, you need that break, man. It matters. 3rd down and 3. So here's a big play. PHS would love to get a stop and make Washington have to make a decision. Steele's going to keep it. He's got a big hole, and he does have the first, but there's a flag on the play back where this may be a hold. So, you know, Jeff, he got the first, but I think he did, but it may not matter.
Yeah, it's a holding call.
Yeah, okay.
You see the young
Say, no, I wasn't holding. Holding? What's holding?
That's number 55, Connor Rifkin, the senior, trying to plead his case.
Good work, Rifkin. I like it.
Yep. Well,
so that was 3rd and 3, but the hold is going to move it back here. And they're talking about something.
See what we got going on.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Here's the hold. That goes against Washington. We saw that, and that's going to be the only call. So thought maybe there was going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct there because he was arguing with the ref. They didn't call that. Nonetheless, costly penalty. Oh, yes, they did call it. Yes, they sure did call it. So, yeah, very costly because they're still walking back. This thing's going all the way back. So look at this. Right to the 50-yard line, and a first down would come at the 19. So that's 31, 3rd and 31. A hugely costly penalty there.
If you're a young man at home watching this, that should be a perfect lesson for you. Do not argue with a referee.
Yep.
Umpire, doesn't matter. Any kind of official for any sport, you're not going to change their call.
Nope. And boy, you might pay for that at practice on Monday. Low snap. Steele's going to throw it out wide here.
Uh-oh. That was a great chunk.
Yeah, it's a good play there. Picks up about 15. That's Miles Murphy. But again, it was 3rd and 31. So they get about half of what they need. And now it's going to be 4th down. And yeah, right at, let's see where they place it. It looks like, yeah, maybe 4th and 17. So, but they're in a funny place on the field here, Jeff, at the 37. So they're certainly not kicking a field goal. And I don't think they're punting. They're just going to go for it. On 4th
no man's land right here.
Yeah, 4th and really long. Like I said, about 17. First down would come down at the 19-yard line.
Do they try to draw him off sides or look down here at the bottom of the screen? Number 2, Reed Robinson, 6'3".
This is interesting.
Boy, what in the world?
Bizarre moment there. And Steele's going to go down.
Oh, my goodness.
He's going to fall down at the 46, 47-yard line. So, You know, that's a big turn of events there, because if they punt it, PHS is back around their 20 or 10. Instead, while Tigers rather going to take over at the 46-yard line, and that worked out real well for them as Steele lost his footing. We've seen some of that tonight several times, Jeff.
I don't think Coach Ryan Anka is looking at his center like, why'd you snap the football? And to be honest with you, I think that's what it is he was the only one. Him and Steele were the only ones moving, and that may have been the reason why.
And, Jeff, I'm not even sure Steele was expecting it, because it seemed like when he caught it, he's like, oh, we're doing this, and then just started going. So some definite miscommunication there. Worked out very well for the Tigers as they'll take over now, like I said, right around midfield. They're at the 46-yard line, their own side of the field. Trailing now with 3:28 to go in the third quarter, trailing 7-3, the Tigers and the Wildcats here. And this is, ball gets away from Freeman, but picked up and getting a little sloppy out there now. That could have been really bad. Worked out okay. That was number 21, Jordan Moody for PHS. And it looks like we have another injured Wildcat on the field here.
Yeah, we do.
So once again, from both sides of the field, the athletic trainers come out. They're going to tend to our injured player. We take another look, and there you can see the snap right through Freeman's hands. Jeff, did you see that? When Freeman, when it went kind of through his hands, he kind of just went like,
well, it was more towards his running back.
Yeah, but I was going to say he's kind of just like frustrated. Like instead of like instantly trying to jump on it, you could kind of see him be like, oh, come on. You know what I mean? So that's interesting. That's kind of a freshman moment. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's again a freshman moment, but also when you have 3 points on the board and your offense has done next to nothing tonight, you just it's just so frustrating.
It's frustrating.
You know, no matter how old you are, but even being a freshman, he's got to be calm and cool, collected right now. I know it's a lot to ask of a freshman, but guess what? You're there for a reason. Well, I mean, it's put up or shut up.
And by the way, you know, it's a one-score game. You know, a touchdown, you're leading. So yeah, this is still a game. This is anybody's game at this point. There's no doubt about that. As we still have an injured Wildcat on the field. I've not been able to see his number, so I haven't been able to tell you who that is. But again, the athletic trainers are stretching him out. And Jeff, that may be a case of a cramp. That's usually what we see whenever someone's cramping.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was Jordan Bradley again, but I see him over there in the defensive huddle on the other side of the field.
There you go.
Number 7, Jalen Lewis.
Jalen Lewis. And he's up, and that's very good to see. Trainers will continue to work it out with him here.
You got to wonder how many opportunities is Washington going to continue to give PHS? They've got to be able to do something here. I mean, offensively, Washington, like right now, Amiel takes a sack on a ball that shouldn't have been snapped.
Totally.
It looked like.
Yeah.
You know, how many opportunities is PHS going to get with 3:10 left in the third quarter?
It's been the story of the game. I mean, it's been the story of the game for both teams.
Right.
Washington's had numerous opportunities. They do have the one touchdown for it, but they could easily have more points than that. So it's certainly been a game of missed opportunities, no doubt about that. And from PHS, again, a very impressive performance from their defense. Now second down and about 16 as we're ready to go after the injury. And again, that's Nino Freeman. Ready to rock and roll here for PHS. Jaquan Kennedy has been carrying the ball all night for the Tigers. He's had a good game, too. He's going to get it again here. Reaches out for an extra yard or two. Why not? Good job. To about the 38-yard line, but it will be third and right around 14. So a long way to go for the Tigers. Once again, the first down would come at the 44-yard line on the other side of the field.
Bernard Pulliam right there, number 9 linebacker coming up, hanging on. Great job right there, because we know Kennedy is not easy to take down, especially one-on-one.
Yep. So third down now. We're at 2:35 as that clock continues to roll in a very exciting, albeit low-scoring game here tonight at Pensacola High School. And Jeff, you mentioned that you saw earlier one of the coaches with Freeman talking. It looked like they were talking about passing it, and he might have been willing to do it there, but the ball again gets away from him on the snap. Second time this drive that happened, Jeff. What's going on there?
Just a bad snap, but I tell you what, I think the referees made a big mistake. They blew that play dead, and Mr. Freeman never had the football. And so a Washington player comes up with it, and he's kind of wondering, well, wait a minute, why is it not our ball?
Wow, we'll get another look at that.
Yeah, if we get a replay of that,
Here it is.
Yeah, here we go, watch this. Okay, another snap to the side. boom. Look at this. Never has it.
Yeah, you're right.
And they blew it dead, and the Washington player comes up with it.
Yeah, wow, you're right, Jeff. Great call. That's a big moment. What a break for PHS. It's still 4th and about 30, but it would have been 1st and 10 Washington deep in the PHS territory. So, yeah, that is a big miss. Punt is off.
Good punt.
Yep. Seen a lot of good punt tonight. Blessed Hayes gets it to the 40-yard line, and that's where the Wildcats will get rolling here.
Nigel Nelson on the tackle, hanging on right there. Well, you're seeing PHS start to unwind a little bit. The things are unraveling for them. This is where Coach Smith with his team, that this is the toughest part. Now you're getting into the 4th quarter for one. Hey, you got to be happy. If you told Coach Smith, hey, I'm down by 4, getting ready to go in the 4th quarter, he'd be ecstatic. But again, this young team is starting to fall apart. They're starting to make some silly mistakes here and there. We've seen a couple bad snaps. They got to put it together. Yeah,
it's a great point. You're right here. In the last few minutes, things have changed a little bit. But all that said, one play away. So
absolutely,
again, still a whole lot to play for here tonight. 1st and 10 Washington. Steele wants to throw. And he's throwing over the middle. Has a man.
Oh!
That's going to be a pass interference, no doubt about that. As he was hit way early. The offender there, number 21 for PHS, that's Jordan Moody, who just came in and hit him way too early, Jeff.
Almost good timing right there.
Yeah. Yep. There's your call. So the Wildcats will get some big yardage out of the penalty there, as that's interesting too. They just wanted to come out and go for it. Big play. One of the biggest plays we've seen on 1st down tonight. Crossing midfield down to the 45-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Washington. Pensacola State College, of course, sponsoring our 1st and 10s. We appreciate that very much. A lot of people come together to bring this thing on the air every Friday night. Appreciate those sponsors. 1st and 10. This time they're going to keep it on the ground. And yes, indeed, that's another big gainer, Miles Murphy. Jeff, you're impressed with Miles, and he's having a good night, senior running back.
He just does the little things right. He just does what he's asked. He doesn't try to make the superhero play. Again, a great job. The offensive line for Washington, we're seeing them start to, use their metal a little bit right here. You see PHS, normally we talk about the numbers and them not having enough depth. You're starting to see them, hands on the hips a little bit.
2nd down and 2 now after the big run from Murphy. Come right back and try it again. Cuts back and gets enough for a 1st and 10 from Pensacola State College. The chains will move for the Wildcats now with 46 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. And Jeff, because the PHS offense has just really not been able to do much of anything in 2 weeks, it feels like if Washington scores again, it would be very hard for the Tigers to find a way to come back.
Crazier things have happened, but that looks like this could be the dagger.
Of course. All right, so that's another nice play. That's number 16 for Washington, Lawson Messer, who makes the catch there. Picks up about 5, and it'll be 2nd down and 5. Haven't called out Messer's name tonight, but that's a big play.
This is kind of what I expected to see out of Washington from the start. Just dinking and dunking down the field, and then take your shots on the big-time plays down the field.
Running again, big hole there, and it's absolutely going to be another 1st and 10 from Pensacola State College. We're back down in the Synovus red zone as the Wildcats have things moving once again, Jeff.
James Brown III again. We talked about him giving giving a break to Miles Murphy. Now look at him.
Yeah, that's a big move there. And he's going to get it again, and he's going to get it down to the 9-yard line. So the Wildcats in real good shape now, and that's going to be the last play of quarter number 3. So they're going to switch sides, come to the other side of the field. We, of course, will take a break. There you can see the info on James Brown, who's having himself a night. The Wildcats leading it 7-3. It's Friday Night Rivals, quarter number 4, when we come back.
You're watching Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Friday Night Rivals, presented by Wendy's.
Well, there you can see it, folks. Washington up 7-3 here as we're about to start the 4th quarter. Washington also knocking on the door. It's 2nd down and 4, but they're all the way down at the 10-yard line of PHS, so they've got a shot to get a few more points here. Steele's going to hand it off and pick up maybe a couple there. We've seen that again several times lately. That's James Brown on the carry. Might have gotten about 3. It'll be 3rd down, Jeff, and 2. They can get a first without a touchdown. So if they pick up a couple, they got a 1st and goal situation.
You got to think they're just going to stay on the ground here.
Yep.
And plus territory, and way that they've been able to run the football.
Totally.
PHS is starting to get tired.
Totally.
I think they're going to run it.
I think it may be Steele keeping this himself. It's a high snap. They get it to James Brown. And he stays on his feet and gets in the end zone.
Look at this young man.
Effort from James Brown, the 3rd, folks. Touchdown, Washington. You know, it looked like he was going to fight it up to get the 1st down, and he just kept fighting.
Hey, I love it. I love it out of the young man right here. He has been running hard all night long. We talked about Miles Murphy getting a break with this young man.
Yeah.
How about going and scoring a touchdown for him here?
That was huge. What a run. Most impressive.
Is it safe to call him James I Feel Good Brown?
I think at this point, I think we can be assured he's feeling good. Check this out. He was in some trouble
thought he
here.
was down.
Yeah, he said, no.
I love it out of the young sophomore.
Yes, sir. Well done, James. All right, so now the extra point attempt is up and is good. That's 14-3 Washington as the Wildcats have taken control here early in the 4th. We will take a very quick commercial break, but still a whole lot of football left, folks. Don't go anywhere.
You're watching Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Friday Night Rivals, presented by Wendy's.
Welcome back, everybody. We so appreciate you watching Friday Night Rivals every Friday night. We look forward to it. We know if you're tuning in right now, you do as well. And this has been a good one. It's a rivalry, and it's lived up to the hype a little bit tonight. Jeff, you know, you and I both thought that the Wildcats may run away with this thing. That has not been the case, although at this point they have moved the lead up to 11, leading it 14-3. But it's been an exciting, low-scoring, and as you said earlier, kind of old-school game of football.
This is great.
Yeah, agreed.
Again, we didn't know what was going to happen. We thought, like you said, Washington takes this, runs away. Well, wasn't the case. And PHS, I tell you what, offensively, if they can just find some spark somewhere, boy, you know they got a chance the way their defense is playing. But after that score, it kind of feels like that may have been it.
Yeah, that's what we talked about because, again, their defense has been so good, but the offense just hasn't been able to do much. And now they need a couple of scores here. It's going to be a short kickoff, fielded right at the 10. Big hole up the middle, too. Great run back there to the 35-yard line.
All right, well, PHS is going to have to be able to throw the football down the field a little bit.
It's Quan Whitehurst with that return. And, yeah, you're right. We're going to really get a chance, I think, to see Freeman, the freshman quarterback's arm here. We know he's got a good arm. We've seen him throw it well a couple of times tonight, but they have not thrown much, Jeff. Going to have to do that, looks like, coming down the stretch here.
I believe we got a new signal caller in the game for PHS. Looks like number 15, Timothy Rudder.
Okay. Well.
There we go. Maybe trying to find that spark.
Timothy Rudder will be your quarterback now for PHS. Remember, he is our A-plus athlete. Carries a 3.8, so not only a quarterback, plays on the basketball team.
Look at a tough run.
Yeah, big run there.
Jaquan Kennedy again.
Picks up about 6. Yeah, and Jeff, you know, you wonder, to your point about them needing to throw, maybe Rudder's got a better arm, maybe a more accurate passer, if that's what they're thinking, although they run it there, maybe just a spark, as you said.
Yep, maybe just trying to find that spark. And, maybe Freeman just doesn't have the confidence right now. Maybe that's coach's move.
Maybe we get paid by the maybe. A run up the middle there, and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. I didn't mean to say maybe again that time. That's Jaquan
well, you said
Kennedy.
We get paid by the maybes, so maybe you're right on that.
All right, let's move on. It's not fair to the viewers. 3rd down and about 4.
Jaquan Kennedy will check out.
I think maybe no, Rudder's still in there. All right, here we go.
It looks like they're out of sorts right here.
Yeah. 3rd and 3. Run it back up the middle here.
He's trying. He won't let him go.
It's great play from Washington D there, just refusing to let go. It's great play.
And it looks like number 56, I believe, Mason Scruggs, just hanging on, the senior. Wasn't going to let him go. He
No.
tried and tried and tried,
Yep.
but
So looks like they're going to bring on the punting unit for PHS now. 4th down and about 7.
again, interesting that there's no passing involved.
Yeah.
Another 3 and out.
Not
and
even
not a
thinking
passing
about it.
attempt.
Not even thinking about it. We knew, you know, coming into the game off the top, we talked about that they want to keep it on the ground.
Right.
But, you know, there comes a time where you just about have no choice, but clearly they do have a choice.
Well, we thought changing the quarterback there, maybe they would go
Uh-huh.
for something, and all for naught.
No, so
We'll see.
So it's 4th down and 6. Oh, a very high snap.
Wow.
Terrific play to get it off. It gets blocked a little bit, though.
And it still gets the PHS roll.
Listen, and
Boy, that can't be a legal block, pushing the young man in the back like that.
yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure you can't push the guy like that, first off in the back, and then he's trying to push him into the ball.
PHS is trying to say they've recovered it here. We've had some shenanigans on punts all night long.
I think they did. So when he pushed him into that, looks like the tables have turned a little bit.
Well, we'll wait and see here. See if we get another
Yeah, the
shot
offense
to
is
take a
going
look.
back out.
It's an incredible play by
Wow.
the punter at PHS.
Yes.
That snap was way over his
How
head.
about those soft hands of
Yeah,
his? Just
exactly.
boom, picking it out of the
Yeah,
air.
yeah, seriously. An over-the-shoulder catch, and then he's able to get the punt off. It actually did get partially blocked. There was just about no way it would. There we go. Yeah, sure enough.
PHS ball.
Gets it. This is the 3rd time tonight we've seen a turnover on a punt. Here's another
Check
look.
it out.
So there he is getting rid of it.
Watch the shove. Touch that ball.
Wow.
And then Washington tries to jump on it. And I don't.
That's crazy.
Oh, my goodness. Well, tonight has been wild. It has been absolutely wild.
And you can see Coach Anka is out on the field saying, I need an explanation. I don't, something's not adding up here.
And remember, Coach Anka was the offensive coordinator last year for Tommy Joe Whitten, his Wildcats. And also, Mr. Anka played tight end at South Alabama.
That's right.
So, obviously, with the way his offense performed tonight, things have gotten a little bit better, but he is not liking what he's seeing, especially after this play right here.
Well, yeah, I think right now he's like, look, you need to explain to me what just happened.
Well, that's what we're saying, too.
Exactly. I'd like to be in on that conversation if possible. All right. All that said, PHS gets the ball, 1st and 10.
Another opportunity
Yeah.
Washington gives PHS.
Yeah.
Oh!
Rudder, again, going to hand it off. It's stuck immediately, so a loss of 2 or 3, 2nd down and 13.
My goodness.
And Jeff, you know, as you said, PHS stubbornly they will not pass the ball.
Jeremiah Eford, by the way, number 19. He deserves his name called after that.
After that big hit.
Boy, that was a great job.
So a loss of 3. Big play from Eford now.
But like you said, look, the reason they're doing that is because they have, they do not care. They know PHS is not going to pass the football.
Right.
No respect for the passing game right now.
All right, here we go. Rudder is going to roll out this time. And throws it a little over the head of his intended receiver, who was Quan Whitehurst, who's had himself a big night there, but an incomplete pass. It's going to be 3rd down and about 13.
And on the rollout, Jalen Lewis gets in his face for Rudder. Rudder tries to get big off that off his foot to throw it over the top, and it's just too high.
Yeah. Yep. So, 3rd down.
Jaquan Kennedy limping off. Looks like a cramp.
Boy, a lot of that going on tonight. Jeff, you know, it feels like every year we do this, and we see that in the first month more than we do at any other point. Of course,
Yes.
that's a direct result of the high humidity that continues from August through early October. Sometimes it doesn't end there. Going to be a handoff up the middle here. Nice hold. Big run there. Gets the outside corner, and a huge play. That's a big run from scrimmage for PHS, and that's number 3, Theodore Jackson.
Wow. We've seen Theodore Jackson with a couple big runs.
Yeah.
We got a flag back here. Interested to see what this is going to be.
There we go.
It's like a personal foul.
But against who?
Against Washington. Oh, man.
All right. So the Tigers in business just a little bit.
Boy, Coach Anka's not happy with this young man over there. Looks like number 20, Patrick O'Hara.
Sure that he's not. So does that get tacked on, or do they just decline it and take the huge gain?
I believe that'll be tacked on.
Yeah,
you
you're
want to
right.
step it off?
Sure
Oh,
is.
boy.
So this is a huge play, turns into an even bigger play. That was a 22-yard run, and now 15 more yards. And so we're well into the Synovus red zone, and it looks like it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line for PHS. Jeff, that's incredible. Big moment.
Here we go, 7:40 in the fourth. PHS has got to score at this point, so this is 4-down territory regardless.
100%. Of course, a field goal would make it a one-possession game again, though.
That's true. Uh-oh.
Another handoff
the wrong
up the
way.
middle, and that's not going to do much. And again, number 3, Theodore Jackson coming off a big play a moment ago, not able to do much with it that time around.
Again, remember, Jaquan Kennedy limped off with a cramp.
Yeah.
That could be big right now for the Tigers.
He's been the running back all night and been terrific. Timothy Rudder in quarterback here for PHS. He was not the starting quarterback. That, of course, was Nino Freeman. About a few minutes ago, we saw Rudder come in. 2nd down and 11 after the loss of 1 there. Another handoff. Not able to get out wide there. Again, that's Theodore Jackson. Picks up a couple, but it'll be 3rd and long.
Theodore showing off them. Boy, he's got some fresh legs right now.
That's right. Moments ago had a huge run, and the penalty made it even bigger. But it's 3rd and 9 now. We're at 6:25 to go in the game. We're getting real close to crunch time now. As you said, PHS needs something. But again, a field goal keeps it at 1 possession. So they need points here, Jeff, whatever that looks like.
Absolutely. We see Jaquan Kennedy check back into the game for the Tigers. What are they going to do?
3rd and 9.
Again, PHS a little out of sorts on offense.
Yep. And speaking of, there's some miscommunication. They get the handoff, and he picks up a few, but it'll be 4th down and about 6, it looks like. So that miscommunication we keep talking about, we saw it again there, Jeff. Clearly, they were not on the same page with that handoff.
No, and it's the little things. That extra step where they're kind of stumbling into each other, that allows the Wildcats to get upfield and be able to readjust, and that's why they make the tackle in the backfield.
Yep, that half second is everything. So it's 4th down now, and we're not looking at a field goal. PHS is going to go for it. It's 4th down and 6.
I'd say it would be safe to call this the game, but the way this game is going, I don't think I want to say that.
Here we go. Rudder is going to get hit, and nothing doing, folks. Going to turn it over on downs as the Wildcat defense comes up big, able to get the stop, and they're going to take over now, deep in their own territory, but I think feeling very good about the situation after where they stood.
There wasn't a soul open downfield either, so.
Looks like we may have a timeout on the field. I think it's an official timeout. So with that in mind, why don't we do the very same and head to break? When we come back, the exciting conclusion, Friday Night Rivals Week 2.
You're watching Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Friday Night Rivals, presented by Wendy's.
As we are nearing the end of this game with 5:09 to go, let us remind you that next week we're heading to Milton. It's going to be Navarre at Milton. And Jeff, that should be a lot of fun. Had Navarre last week. They looked very good. They never seem to lose on TV, that's for sure. So looking forward to next week. And how about this play? Oh my, the fireworks continue. Big stop. Blessed Hayes is the man who takes it so far down the field, caught from behind, which is maybe the biggest surprise of the night. But a huge moment there for the Wildcat offense as they foot the field and things really just keep on rolling. Huge play there, Jeff. Simple play, too.
Yeah, nice and easy. And again, that you wonder if that's PHS, just the wind being taken out of them after the big sack on 4th down. And you kind of obviously take the air out of this stadium. Boy, you hate to see that. PHS, that defense has battled and battled and battled all night long.
But a huge play there, and so Washington now in the Synovus red zone all the way down to the 18-yard line. after that enormous 81-yard play. And another big one here, and Murphy is going to take it into the end zone. How about that? The Washington Wildcats in 2 plays go nearly the entire length of the field, and they've really taken control now, leading at 20-3, Jeff. Enormous turn here.
Yeah, we got a Tiger down, but we'll see the heating and air conditioning against the replay. Just that simple counter play, and Miles Murphy, tell you what, he's been working all night long, and you see, again, PHS's defense, I think they're out of gas. I think they understand the game pretty much out of reach, and just a lack of effort on that play as well.
So the athletic trainers are back on the field. We've seen them a lot, especially in the second half as the hours have worn on. Another Tiger is on his back. Let's hope it's, I hate to say just a cramp, but let's hope it's just a cramp.
Well, you know what? I mean, with PHS, let's talk about them for a little bit, because obviously we're fixing to talk about Washington coming out of here with a win. For PHS, some takeaways. If you're a PHS fan, if you're the coaching staff on the defensive side of the ball, you couldn't be any prouder. You really couldn't. And this is probably one of the best PHS defenses I've seen since I've been doing this.
That's high praise, man.
I mean, it really is. These guys fought all night long. Now, offensively, they're just young. They got a young quarterback, so they got some things to figure out, but defensively fantastic.
The Washington High Band, no doubt all smiles now as the Airport Dental Smile Cam continues to show the Wildcat faithful there in the stands here. Having a big night. Here you can see again. It's like
Otto Bonner. That young man has played his heart out tonight, too.
Yep. Cramping. Very, very glad to see him walk off on his own. That is awesome. Hopefully he'll be able to stretch that out and move on. So 4:39 to go, and now to finish things off here with the extra point and make this 21-3. Remember, Washington was scoreless at the half. This was their 3rd touchdown here in the second half. Take is up and looking good, and it's good, 21-3. So, Jeff, while we have a moment here as they kind of reset things and PHS will take it, why don't we tell the folks what's happening with some of the other games here on the Gulf Coast? And remember, Jeff will do that in a second, but tonight at 11, we don't just tell you about them, you get to see them when you watch Dan Shugart and the entire crew from Channel 3 with Prep Football Final. Jeff, what are some scores?
Well, Pine Forest in West Florida, it's the Jags on top, 21-14 in the 4th quarter right now. How about this one in the 3rd quarter? Escambia up on Gulfport, 28-21. Boy, another good game. Milton 32, Pensacola Catholic at home. They only have 24, though. That is in the 4th as well. Jay in Freeport. Well, Freeport's running away with this one, 30-12. And yikes, a couple shutouts. Niceville over Choctaw, 39-0, and Crestview over Fort Wall Beach, 36-0.
Okay, and as we said, next week we are going back to Santa Rosa County. We'll be in Milton with Navarre at Milton. And Jeff, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, 2 phenomenal head coaches, Jay Walls for Navarre, Coach Harry Lees with Milton. You know they're going to have them ramped up and ready to play. And I tell you what, Coach Lees at home. We talk about Navarre not losing on TV. Maybe a prime candidate next week. That's going to be a tough place to win on the road at Milton.
That'll be a 7:30 kickoff. So just logistical information there. Whenever we have a game in Escambia County, kickoff is at 7, but Santa Rosa County games kick off at 7:30. So we're back in Milton next week, and it'll be a 7:30 kickoff. Speaking of kickoff, it's time now, coming off that touchdown, for the Wildcats to do it yet again. Going to be a short one, fielded at the 12. We've seen him all night. He's having a great night. Quan Whitehurst, who gets it out to about the 27-yard line. So 4:33 to go. And Jeff, the old cliche is true. Ever since that last touchdown, we've been seeing people file out of here. Still some, but definitely been seeing some people heading toward their cars, especially on the PHS side.
Yeah, we had great crowds tonight on both sides. Good to see that, by the way. Obviously, last year with COVID-19, people didn't know what to do and how to handle things. Obviously, it is still prevalent in our community, but a lot of people out here wearing masks, taking the precautions. Good to see, but hey, it's good to be back out here. And when you talk about this game, man, this game was so good up until the end right here. So
yeah, Washington's opened it up just a little bit, which is, again, kind of what we expected. We thought this would happen sooner, but they lead at 21-3 now in PHS. You can see, another fine defense play. Nino Freeman is back in there at quarterback for PHS. He had been taken out. Oh, got a late flag. So it's going to be another I think unsportsmanlike conduct, perhaps, Jeff.
And I believe that one's going to be against Booker T.
Comes in way. We've seen that a lot tonight, which maybe isn't to be surprised since it's a rivalry game. Here we go. Yep, you were right. Going against Washington.
I don't think the Wildcats really care at this point. They're still dancing around there, having a good old time.
Here's another look, as you can see on the Peden replay.
Wow. Mr. Townsend coming in with the hit. He's had a great night as well for that defense of Booker T. Washington.
Okay. The Mayor Bowl Trophy is on the line, although at this point I think it's fair to say the Wildcats are going to walk away with it and walk away with our trophy as well.
The Friday Night Rivals trophy.
So it's going to be a weighted down car, whoever's driving those both home tonight. Handoff up the middle. Look at that. Keep fighting. Love it. Look at this effort. Woo! That was incredible. Let's make sure to get his. Who was that? Number 21?
21.
Who's
Jordan Moody.
Yeah, Jordan Moody. Well done. Incredible run there, refusing to go down, and now we do have another injured player. This time it's a Wildcat in some pain. That doesn't look like a cramp.
Looks like he's holding his elbow.
Yeah.
On young man right there. We talked about him earlier, Mason Scruggs. Been battling in the trenches all night long.
He's up quick and going to take off on his own here.
See if we can tell what happened here on the Peden Heating Air Conditioning System replay.
Look at this effort. This was amazing from Moody. I mean, how many?
That's what you like to see?
Yeah, that was awesome. That was really good. Picks up 9 on a play where it looked like he was going to lose 2.
I feel like he kind of rolled up on his elbow there, on his shoulder.
Yeah, that may have been it. 2nd and 1 now. Handoff up the middle. Nothing doing that time around. Again, that's Jordan Moody. Gets the carry there. Loses a couple of yards. So from 2nd and 1 to 3rd and 3.
Now we got, obviously, a little time here. What do you think about coming over to get the play on the sideline every time for the quarterback?
Be more specific.
Well, let me say this. I don't like my quarterback coming to the sideline every single time. I like signals.
I didn't even know that was happening.
Because that's a lot of steps for a young man, especially a young man dropping back, and a freshman at that.
Gotcha. Well, hang on, let's see the action first. Oh, man, this tackle there.
Hang on, young man.
Still going. Look at this effort. But that Wildcat defense refusing to give it up is another big loss. Going to be 4th down now and about 8 after a 2nd and 1. So, Jeff, why do they do that?
Well, I think for a freshman quarterback, you may do that to make sure he gets the call in. You don't want him to go out there and get a wrong signal.
Gotcha.
But again, some coaches like that. I've seen some coaches do it, and they still do it in college. Again, I'm not a big fan because I'm trying to keep my man out there as fresh as I can. But
so your concern there is literally just a lot more steps. It's just more running, more exertion of energy.
52 yards across the field is our length. So you're talking about 25 yards each play. He's running on the sideline. Just, again,
it's a great point. When you were a quarterback at Northview, I assume you guys weren't doing that? You were signals?
We had wristbands and signals, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's 4th down and 8. And looks like a timeout on the field here with 2:11 to go. Not exactly sure what there is to talk about, but somebody wants to talk about something, so that's okay. As Washington leading this thing 21-3 on a very nice evening here in Pensacola, just a couple of blocks north from downtown Pensacola. Jeff, it was fun to see some VIPs out on the field before the game. Again, the Mayor's Bowl is what this is called, that trophy on the line. And current Pensacola Mayor Grover Robinson.
I thought you were talking about you when you were on the field earlier, VIP.
No,
okay.
I most certainly was not, but Mayor Robinson was out there, and former Pensacola Mayors Mike Wiggins and Ashton Hayward both on the field as well. And that was cool, as all of them kind of here to support this big rivalry. And of course, we know that Mayor Robinson is a graduate of Washington, and former Mayor Mike Wiggins a graduate of PHS, where we stand. Ashton, Mayor Hayward went to Catholic, Cat High, as did I.
Crusader faithful.
Yeah, we're all proud to say Ashton came from Catholic.
Got the punt away. I don't know how he got the punt away again, but he did.
We have seen some incredible efforts from punters all night.
Yes.
We really have.
Yep, and well, you know what? I think and obviously we're just teasing this, but we have our play of the game.
Yeah.
Closets by Design play of the game.
That's right.
Our Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram player of the game. Reminder, that comes after the game.
Yep.
But I think we got to figure it out.
It's at halftime, we were kind of thinking,
defenses?
What is the play of the game going to be? We've certainly had a few to pick from here in the second half, and we'll have that coming up again in just a moment here when the game ends with the Closets by Design play of the game, and then the player of the game as well coming up here in just a couple of minutes. So that'll be fun. It always is. And then the presentation of the trophy and all that good stuff as we kind of start winding down here. And Steele going to keep that one himself, get out wide, picks up about maybe 10 right at the first down marker. Might have come up just short here with 1:50 to go. At this point, Jeff, it's like stay in bounds. Let's just
absolutely
let that clock tick down to 0. And yeah, he came up just short, half a yard short of the first.
Well, and while we got a couple minutes, how about the stat legend himself, Derek Diamond, here with us, doing a great job always.
No kidding. I mean, you hear me say things like that's an 8-play, 48-yard drive. It's because Derek's doing all the work to stand right next to us and get us that info, and it adds so much. Big run up the middle here. Derek will tell us how long this one is. A big play there. Impressive. Derek, come on, get to work. That's Miles Murphy on the carry there. Big play. So Washington saying, hey, we're not done yet.
No, absolutely not. And again, PHS just looks gassed on defense right now. It looks like they're going to take a timeout.
Yeah, Jeff, that's a fair point because that PHS D had looked so good in the first half and through most of the third quarter, but things started to change, and they've been on the field, they've been on their heels so much that you can only expect they're just getting gassed because we've seen more big plays from Washington in the last 15 minutes than we had most of the game. By the way, Derek tells us that was a 28-yard run. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that piece of information.
Absolutely.
So they're feeling it, like you said.
They are. Hey, and you know what? Well deserved. Another thing you got to remember too.
Oh, look at this, Derek.
Hey, look at
Turn
here.
around.
Look,
there he is.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough. Come on.
Get it back on Christian.
Seriously, if we're gonna take a shot of the booth, let's zoom in on Garmo.
Boy, there's so many things wrong with what you just said. But anyway, while we give Mr. Diamond his credit, how about the camera crew? Everybody back in the truck. Man,
Friday Night Rivals.
It takes a lot of folks to make this happen.
Yeah, no doubt.
Appreciate everybody doing a great
crew.
job.
We got cameras all over the place.
They've been here all day as well.
Oh, they're all right.
Jeez, says Mr. Garman.
I'm the worst, aren't I?
Well, you said it, not
Look
me.
at this. They're going for it, folks. Going to the end zone. He's got his man just overhead. And the Wildcats, wanting to put a few more points on the board here.
Again, when your offensive coordinator becomes your head coach, and he also played offense in high school in college, he's trying to get something going right now.
He's like, if there's time on the clock, let's see what we can do.
You see Reed Robinson right there, the young man, 6'3", good-looking kid again.
It's the second time we've seen one just thrown over him. I mean, just over his head. So 2nd and 10 now.
Well, Washington's not going to be completely happy with this game. They're going to be happy with the win, but they got a lot of work to do.
They do. They lost last week to a very good team. Getting it wide here. And that's another big play.
James Brown.
Yeah, James Brown's had a huge second half. 1:06 to go, and the Wildcats may just get more points out of this thing. But yeah, Jeff, you're right. I mean, they're not going to feel, I think, super thrilled about tonight, but they lost last week. Right. They get the win tonight. Last week, they played pretty well against a really good team. They've looked good in the second half, and this is only week 2. So, there's a lot to build on here for Washington. If you're a Wildcat fan, I'd say you can feel real good about how things are looking. Pensacola State College brings us this 1st and 10 inside the Synovus red zone. Here's James Brown again. Trying to get out wide and just keeps on working. He is tough to bring down, man. Wow.
He's just so much fun to watch.
Well, his touchdown earlier was like that. We thought he was going down at the 5, and he's like, no, I'm not done here. Sure enough, got in the end zone, and the clock is rolling here. It'd be interesting to see if the Wildcats try to score. 2nd and 10. Go ahead.
I would like to say they're going to shut it down right here under a minute.
I don't know, man.
But I just don't know.
All evidence to the contrary.
Yeah, victory formation. Here we go.
All right, so this may be the last play.
We think.
The game. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
There we go.
So that, I think, will end up doing it as Washington's going to get out of here with the win. Final score will be 21-3. The Wildcats are going to move to 1-1. PHS will move to 0-2. And now I can see Mayor Robinson making his way out onto the field, and he's got that Mayor's Bowl trophy in his hand, and he's going to be ready to make that presentation. No doubt will be proud to present to the Wildcats. He's a graduate of Washington High School, as both teams now heading out to midfield to shake hands and say good game. Jeff, any big takeaways for you?
I mean, Washington, again, they got a little work to do, but they still got all the athletes, and Coach Ryan Anka is starting to get these guys flowing, especially in the second half. I'm glad what I saw. Again, they've got to get started in the first half of games. Again, they can't start slow. But for PHS, if you're a Tiger fan, you got to love what you've seen out of your defense. Offensively, yeah, they got some work to do, but Coach Cedric Smith has these guys headed in the right direction.
So here again, the Wildcats and the Tigers saying good game, good game, good game. Mayor Grover Robinson is on the field. It's very cool that he hung out for the entirety. He's got the big trophy in his hands. It's the Mayor's Bowl trophy that he'll be handing out again to the Wildcats. And then we've got some business of our own to do. We still have to tell you who our player of the game is. We'll have a play of the game as well. Of course, we've got a trophy to present. So it's the post-game festivities here, and there you can see Mayor Robinson with that trophy as he's about to hand it off to Coach Ryan Anka.
What a cool idea.
Yeah, it's great. It's great, and it's really cool. There you go, the handoff of the trophy. And I hope that Coach has somebody to work with here, because he's going to get another trophy in just a minute. His hands are going to get real full real fast. That's great.
Coach just one hand in that trophy. Been working out a little bit. Look at that. You don't need two hands.
So they win it tonight. 21-3 is the final score. We're going to go to break, but when we come back, as promised, play of the game, player of the game, our own trophy presentation, and a good night from Pensacola High School.
You're watching Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Friday Night Rivals, presented by Wendy's.
We're live. We're back. The Washington Wildcats get the win 21-3 over PHS tonight. And in just a moment, the trophy presentation to Coach Ryan Anka and all of the Washington Wildcats. But first, a little business of our own to clean up. And Jeff, we had some good highlights. Why don't you take it from here?
Well, how about our Closets by Design play of the game? And, well, we want to go to Coach first? Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay. Well, first we're looking at it. There was the play of the game.
Sean Hackworth, 30 yards down the field. Great job, Amiel Steele, to Sean Hackworth. That really jump-started this Washington offense. And from there, it was Wildcats all the way. Who are we? Booker T.
And just a moment, we'll give you the player of the game. But first, as we said, we do have Coach Ryan Anka on headsets, along with all the Wildcats surrounding him. Coach, this is Christian up in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Well, first and foremost, congratulations. That's a big win. Now, this is a nice question to have to get asked, Coach. Which trophy's in your hand right now? Because you're getting more than one tonight.
Yeah, this is the Mayor's Cup, Mayor's Bowl, whatever it is. It's staying at Booker T forever.
I love it. Staying at Booker T forever. Well, congratulations. We saw Mayor Robinson walk out and hand that to you. That was very good. Coach, listen, at halftime, you guys were down 3-0. You, as you said, had missed several opportunities, but boy, did you get things rolling in the second half, scoring 21 points, and things really changed. What was the difference?
Just effort. Effort and energy is something we preach. You know, we had a little bit of it first half, but they were playing a little harder than us. And then, you know, the theme of the week, guys know, is just grit. We talked about grit, grinding, and then glory, right? You had to go through some failures and, you know, tribulations to get to the good part, and we had to have growth throughout that process. From last week's loss to even at halftime and have some guys rally. We finally made some plays when we needed to and got the job done.
Well, Coach, so last week, as you said, you lost. Tonight you're able to get the win. Now that you've got 2 games under your belt, what are you looking forward to most about this team?
Just their energy. You know, it's a fun group, great team. Love these players, been around them, you know, seniors all 4 years, and to be able to be a part of their process and their development has been awesome. and just the continuity amongst the team has been the most fun part.
Talking to Coach Ryan Anka of the Washington Wildcats, a big win tonight. Coach, there's no reason to keep talking. You have another trophy coming your way, so why don't we hand off the Friday Night Rivals trophy?
Yeah.
And look at that. Coach Ryan Anka is double fisting it tonight. We love it. Congratulations, Coach. That's well done. A big win as Washington moves to 1-1. We certainly appreciate your time tonight. Congratulations, Coach.
Yes, thank you. Operation 2 Trophies is complete.
Operation 2 Trophies is complete. Yes, great job, great job. So good for Washington. They moved to 1-1. So a moment ago we showed you the play of the game, but now let's go ahead and take a look at the player of the game from Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. And this is the very impressive James I Feel Good Brown III. This guy, 11 carries, 58 yards, including a touchdown where he just refused to come down. Jeff, at halftime, I don't even think we'd said his name, but what a second half he had.
Really, he came in as a role player just to give Miles Murphy a break. And look at this. Watch this play. He's going down. No, he's not. He's going in for the touchdown. Well-deserved for the young man, the young sophomore, by the way.
Yep.
Boy, he looks good.
And that wasn't the only thing he did. He had a really big night. As we said, 58 yards, most of them coming in the second half. So congratulations to James Brown, the player of the game tonight from Hill Kelly Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. So that about wraps things up for us here from Pensacola High School. Your final score once again, Washington 21, PHS 3. Two more things to remember tonight at 11 o'clock. That's 1 hour, 5 minutes from right now. Mr. Dan Shugart on Prep Football Final. That's on WEAR, not WFGX. And a reminder that 1 week from tonight, we will be in Milton with Navarre at Milton. That's a 7:30 start. Should be very exciting, and hopefully you can join us. For everyone here at WEAR, WFGX, and Friday Night Rivals, for Jeff Price, I'm Christian Garman. It has been our pleasure. We look forward to bringing you more action in 7 days.